No puppet. The puppet. You're the puppet. No puppet. No puppet. The puppet. You're the puppet. No puppet. A puppet. No puppet. A puppet. You're the puppet. The puppet. The puppet. No puppet. No puppet. The puppet. You're the puppet. No puppet. No puppet.
Cause now they're done.
Alright with me. I've been waiting all damn day. Isn't that still a thing? Where's my Cajun seasoning? You know, it's life to take. It's the dumb zone. I've got the dumb zone in my ear. It's the dumb zone. Makes my work day weird. It's Dan and Blake and Jay. Got no puppet on the brain. No puppet, no puppet, no motherfucking. Got the Cowboys and the news. How embarrassing for you. It's life to take. In the dumb zone. I've got the dumb zone in my ears. It's the dumb zone. Makes my work day weird. Said they're high atop Dan's garage. Said they're high atop Dan's garage. Yeah, they're high atop Dan's garage. Said they're high atop Dan's garage. It's the dumb zone. I've got the dumb zone in my ears. It's the dumb zone. Makes my work day weird. No puppet, no puppet, no motherfucking puppet. Said no puppet, no puppet, no motherfucking puppet. Yeah, no puppet, no puppet, no motherfucking puppets, had no puppet, no puppet.
What does Blake do?
What does Blake do?
What does Blake do?
What does Blake do? What would you say? What does Blake do? You do here. Listen together. What does Blake do? What would you say? What does Blake do? You do here. Listen together. What does Blake do? What would you say? What does Blake do? You do here. Listen together. What does Blake do? What would you say? You do here. What does Blake do? Listen together.
Do.
What would you say? What does Blake do?
What does Blake do?
You do here.
What does Blake do?
Puppet, no 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 adios. No puppet, 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 no adios. No puppet, 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 no adios. No puppet, 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 adios. No puppet, 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 no adios. No puppet, 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 no adios. No puppet, 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 no adios. No puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no
http://dumbzone.com.
Yo, check it out, it's the Dumb Zone. We bringing the heat with Dan, Jake, and Blake, the kings of the beat. They got the comedy, they got the sport. Their rhymes so dope, they never fall short. There's a leader with the wit so sharp. They cracking jokes, ooh, get funny, dog. Jake, he the joker, always bringing laughter with the silly antics. Nothing else matters. And don't forget about Blake, the sports guru. He knows the game, he knows what to do. Together they're a team, shaking up the scene. The Dumb Zone, baby, living a dream. Welcome to the Dumb Zone, where we break it down. Dan, Jake, and Blake, the funkiest in town. We got the comedy, we got the sport. When we hit the airwaves, it's a funky new resort.
Hey, Twitter world, it's me, yours truly. Well, today we're talking about Baker Mayfield.
All right, time now for our new favorite segment.
Yes, what day is it with Todd Meany?
It's Friday.
I heard the addition. See, Danny, he adds something every week. And I think this week, was it Linda McCartney?
Linda McCartney.
Is that her name?
Look at how Blake is learning about music.
She's in there.
Is that learning about music if you've learned about Linda McCartney?
She sounds good.
Somewhat.
Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. To you and yours if you celebrate.
Celebrate Fridays?
Yeah. I know you guys do because you love to party.
Me and Danny. With 3-year-olds staying out till 3 a.m.
We're going hard tonight,
Oh,
bro.
yeah?
You and me. After that high school football game, we're meeting up. We're going to get some liquor and some cocaine.
And watch some Paw Patrol.
I was going to say some chicks, but yeah, it's...
And chicks.
And chicks. Yeah. Chicks love Paw Patrol.
Last night, I was walking over, I don't know, taking the recycling out. Just one of the cool things I do at home.
Barefoot.
And my wife said, she yells from the other room. So she couldn't see me. But she said, oh, yeah, do you mind if I go out with Jennifer and whatever? She has a...
Stop it, do you mind?
And like this huge smile, like if she could have seen me. You know, because usually you're face-to-face and you got to kind of like hold it all in. Be like, yeah, let me just kind of Rolodex my schedule for tomorrow. Okay, I didn't have anything planned. Like, never had anything planned ever.
Let me see if I'm equipped to be able to handle the loneliness and longing that I'll feel while you're gone. Yep, I've got it.
And then, yeah, she did remind me. And the great thing is, then I forgot, and I woke up this morning like too early.
Oh, you got a lot going on?
I didn't turn off all the alerts on my phone.
Oh, you got... Okay.
Yeah, we all got it.
That needs to be in the news.
It's the lead turd.
That's the lead story in the news? Okay.
Hey, you sent it to me. So the way I look at it is if Dan takes 1 second out of his day to send me a link,
well, I'm just saying,
by God, it's going to be on the show.
You pick. I just think you have probably a pile of news, and if you don't like what I send you, don't use it. I don't care. I don't care at all. I mean, fine. I guess I just don't know what's news.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at all.
What are you going to do
anyway, but then so I forgot, and then she's leaving for work, and she goes, "Oh, don't forget, I was like, I did forget, and this is like another little present that you've given me." And yeah, so like I have huge plans. I might go to the grocery store because you know how the grocery store is like empty at 7:00 on a Friday night.
The best.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I was thinking of what a loser I was like last time she went out of town, and that's what I did. I was Friday night. It was me and Tom Thumb and just like one other old lady. And I wasn't even upset that she was using a check to pay at the line. Like, I was like, whatever. I got all night.
Yeah.
It's the best, especially if you have a grocery
Try to
store.
get cash back. That's cool.
Like you have an H-E-B and a Central Market in your neighborhood, right? Is Great Pine have an H-E-B?
Central Market.
Okay.
But they have H-E-B products, so I guess that's...
Yeah. But like grocery stores like that are kind of hip and maybe aimed to the younger generation, Friday night is the best time to go because they're all getting ready to go get turned up. They're not shopping. So when you go to those stores, you see a lot of dudes that look like us. Just sad bastards with a shopping cart with all the time in the world.
It's great.
It is great.
Anyway, I'm Dan McDowell. You go next.
I'm Blake Jones.
The Dumb Zone would like to introduce today's special guest host, Danny Heavy Metal Bayless.
Okay.
Jesus.
Just because he doesn't want to do it himself.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I guess we'll roll out the red carpet every day you're here.
Yeah.
That's an improvement.
Which is like every day.
Roll it out for heavy metal over there.
Yeah.
That's my nickname, Heavy Metal.
That's right. HMB.
I think I'm going to go grocery shopping too. Let's go together.
Okay.
Can I ride in the basket like a toddler? My little legs kicking out front?
No, you can ride in one of those little cars. You ever put him in one of those little cars?
I refuse.
Oh, those are great.
Yeah, but
let him sit there and pretend he's doing something.
Take up an entire aisle. You can knock out a full display of pork and beans with one wrong turn.
Is taking your kid shopping, is it like taking the dog to the dog park where you can kind of meet chicks and stuff? Like,
I've
look,
never
single dad. Oh my!
I've never
how much
had
he cares about
that type of good fortune
Mm.
fall my way. But yeah, taking the kid. I don't know if it's
Could I
like
take
this.
your kid shopping? Just in
Yeah, sure.
That's a great idea.
yeah. For that idea for
Mm-hmm.
like I might need him tonight. Wife's out.
It's a wild ride.
I'm ready to.
I don't know if
really
you're
ready to do nothing.
Yeah, you got about 20 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you're on a strict clock.
What do you mean? If you take a kid into the grocery store?
Yeah, he's looking around. He's enamored by everything, and he's cool for about 20 minutes, and then he's ready to get out, run around, pick up everything, eat food, eat whatever's out.
I remember Jake would tell us how Chappie would let them eat as much as they
just go to
the candy bin type
freeze
thing, and just take a handful of candy. And
I can't do that. I'm the lame-o that if Brooks or whoever drinks a soda in the store, take the empty bottle up, check it out.
I was at the produce aisle with Malcolm the other day, and I look over. I was looking at something, and I turned to him, and he's stuffing grapes in his mouth. Like, what are you doing?
How old is he?
3.5. Just reaching over, freaking grapes.
So today we're broadcasting live to tape from our Dallas studios, the DZ TV studios, and in this era of experimentation, we are live streaming, but only to subscribers. It's a premium day. That's why we have Chappie on today to do some picks. And so what are you doing? You're pushing this out somehow through Substack or Patreon, or what? How does this work?
Yeah, only subbies get the link to join. But it's just hosted on YouTube.
But only if you're a subscriber could you view that?
Yeah.
Oh. Sweet. So we're not on Twitter today.
No.
Many days we are. Great McCool.
McCool, yeah.
Why did I say McCool?
That's
because I had it misspelled in my phone, and I had to respell it this morning with the 2 U's.
Dang it.
But it is McCool, like he's cool.
That's right.
And
Just ask him.
And Irish.
Yes. I'm Indian Irish.
He's one of our.
Yeah.
He's not a direct member of the Dream Team. It's kind of like
Christian Leitner.
We were thinking more like the OJ
you
trial.
were a late ad, I guess.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a.
You're like the Barry Sheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Barry Sheck. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually what I tell my clients right now. I'm basically as good as Barry Sheck.
I was going for I was trying to find an outside soup that wasn't in the 7, like a superhero that's kind of just outside but would like to be in the 7.
Dang it. Yeah.
Is that the Boys reference?
Oh, you thanks. Yeah, The Boys.
No,
what a
the
what a
only
TV
way
show.
I knew it
Rob,
from
you
the-
into The Boys? No, it's a beating. Wait, mic on. Wait, you told me that you were into it and you liked it. You watched like 4 episodes.
I just couldn't do it anymore.
This is a Video Man.
Couldn't do it anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why? How many episodes did we make it?
3, maybe.
And that's the day you were like, oh, this is great.
Yeah, and then I was just like, whatever. It's too kitschy. It's too much of a bit. I don't know. I can't
Look
do
at
it.
him. That's what.
I know.
Well,
That's
look at
what
Rob.
everyone said.
Rob loves bits. He's
I like bits,
trying to
but
tell me about
sometimes I don't want
Letterkenny
bits in my
and
life.
Huh?
Sometimes I just don't want bits in my TV. Like I like Letterkenny. That's a good funny bit. This show's a beating.
What?
It's a beating.
Oh man,
it's just too much.
I made it 30 minutes.
Oh, you tried?
Yeah, but before I knew that this was a Dan thing, because I have so many friends that I trust as much as my good friend Dan. Their taste in television.
Damn,
got to watch The Boys, bro. You got to watch The Boys.
I thought Rob was on my team,
Let's
man.
go.
He was the one guy I had.
30 minutes. Nope.
Everybody's leaving me. Jake left. Rob's gone.
I'm on thin ice.
Blake just won't. Blake won't hop on just because he's now like entrenched in I don't do it bit.
Before long, it's just going to
He's
be.
just trying to be cool.
Before long, it's just going to be you and your sad bag of Kozar coffee. Just
There's nothing sad about
broadcasting
Kozar
alone.
coffee, man.
You never
I
even
told you,
tried
remember?
it.
Huh?
You never tried it.
No, I just have it here to inspire me.
Uh-huh.
Just Bernie Kosar and his thought. Anyway, McCool is he was kind of the fifth Beatle, right? You were the fifth lawyer.
I think that's fair.
The fifth Dream Team member.
Yes.
In our battles last summer.
Yes, that's right.
Has that shirt ever been worn under a blazer?
Yeah, he looks like a business guy.
Yeah.
Like he works for a big law firm and all this, and he's wearing a Dumb Zone T-shirt.
That's right. That's right. I
Under a
got
sport
this.
coat.
I got this as my anniversary present this year. That's the only thing I asked for.
Really? So your wife is aware of our existence?
She is aware of the Dumb Zone's existence, and she's aware of the merch store because I had to text her the link to get to it.
I thought that's probably how these guys paid your fee.
Pretty
was in merch.
You would think I would at least get a free T-shirt.
You would think at least he'd get, yes, he did not get that. But I have brought in a stack of 4 Eatsy's napkins for you today.
Oh, my God.
So, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Right.
Thank you.
One for you. Oh, there's only 3. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, I'll just
I might have
look
to
at
blow my
links.
nose at some point.
Yeah, that's fine.
There'll be 2.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for visiting us.
Yeah.
And joining us in studio. You've been in the den before, but never been in the studio.
That's right. That's right. I was there for the great Lost episode with Ted Emmerich.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Ted Emmerich and the den, that could segue into promoting our Sunday stream because Ted Emmerich will be there. We're going to have 2 real play-by-play guys, Ted Emmerich and Jared Sandler, Sunday, as we watch Cowboys v. Steelers, Sunday Night Football, 7:15. Let's see, what do we got here?
Do you think we would get in trouble if we only played the audio of Chris Collinsworth?
Because that's all we care about
'Cause
anyway?
I just want to hear him.
I guess I never really... See, here's a question I have for you guys, Video Man and Audio Man. That's Blake. We do have that external speaker that will air, and you'll hear drops and such like that, and us talking, so that people can be into that, and that doesn't bleed over into our ears or into our microphones, because the microphones are omnidirectional.
Probably gated too.
What is it? What's omni is everything?
Yeah.
What's
Uni.
okay? Rob has to press a button to get his mic on.
Sorry, they're directional, not omnidirectional.
Directional, so it's right.
Right
You have
in front
to be
of you.
here.
Yeah.
If I'm over here,
Yeah.
not good.
Off mic.
So why couldn't we have a real low level NBC running
I
through
think
that?
with all the mics and the TV being in front of the mics, remember that speaker is behind the couch, and you don't really hear it.
Could we run it through that?
You could, but then to have it loud enough for you guys to hear it with your headphones on.
Oh no, I wouldn't want to hear it. It was
we
just for
could
the
probably
fans.
push the game maybe through that little speaker. Yeah.
Or do we not want to even risk it? Because then YouTube would just shut us all down.
Just for the people watching in there?
Yeah.
And then screw them.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll be watching that game. And you can watch us watch that game Sunday night. Cowboys, an underdog. 1 point. They're getting 1 point. We'll talk about that a little bit later. I did want to tell you. So we never do anything like me and my wife, and my kids complain about it, that like we don't, they'll go to friends' houses and, oh, my friend had a party and did this and that. And like, they're like, their parents are cool. They'll have people over and parties, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm not used to having a bunch of people over, but I've become used to it in the last year. And so one of the things that like I'm a weird germ guy, kind of. And so when we have people at the den, I will change out the hand towel in the bathroom.
Okay.
And I can't remember where I was, but I was at someone else's house, and they had a hand towel in the bathroom. And I was thinking, this is kind of gross because everybody uses this hand towel. And then I was thinking of using a different towel, but it was like the bath towel hanging over there. I'm like, oh, no, that's probably even worse to dry my hand off on.
Or even worse, your face.
Yeah.
You don't know what the last thing that towel dried was.
I have an idea.
Probably a butthole.
Maybe I was thinking, maybe it was at Tom's house the other day because Tom had like a roll of paper towels in there. But so somebody turned me on to like what entertainers do. They have these, you could either have the upside down Kleenex box or something that you pull out these big towels, or like Cash Soroy. There's an entertainer for you. He'll have that Super Bowl party every year. You've been to a party at Cash's, I would guess.
Yes.
Ever?
Yeah, for sure.
But that's their bit, is entertaining. They got a great.
They're good at it.
Outside. Yeah. They love throwing parties, and they're really good at it. And I was thinking about their bathroom. They have like these disposable, like a giant stack of these. So anyway, I went online and bought a bunch of disposable hand towels.
If you come to my house, which you probably, there's no reason why you ever would, but if you did, in the guest bathroom, I have 2 bathrooms. I live in a 3-2, Dan. So in the guest bathroom, I have a metal.
2 fulls?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm so loaded. I have a metal basket, and I just get off Amazon, the same disposable hand towels that you would get for a restaurant. I got a huge box of them that I keep in the garage. So that way I don't have to worry about some janky, wet, moldy.
See, that was my next
reusable
thought.
Towel.
Now I have this stack of paper towels. I was like, well, what holds them? You're saying you have a metal one.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent about a half hour last night looking at wicker basket holders because I want to look. I want our guests in the den. I'm not Rob.
I think you want.
I'm not here to just S all over the people that come to the den.
For someone that's concerned about germs, wicker is probably going to retain bacteria a lot more than stainless steel.
Okay.
You get a stainless steel like
I'm bouncing
basket.
stuff off this
Those
guy.
are
He knows
super
everything.
easy to clean. A wicker thing, how do you clean wicker? No, it just absorbs mold.
What do you do at your bar? Do you have like just
Nothing.
the blower?
What? No, we have hand towels, the disposables.
Okay. I hate the blower.
Especially that badass accelerator that's like, they took it off the back of an F-16.
You hate that too?
They're kind of awesome, but yeah, I prefer a towel.
You like that for the holder, Rob? A nice plastic?
Sure. Yeah, something smooth,
Folded
smooth
towel
sides
dispenser,
that you can clean. But yeah, those perfect. That's what you want, man.
Well, I'm kind of an entertainer nowadays. We're having people over this weekend. We're doing next weekend's game as well. That's our only ever back-to-back one.
Ooh, look at that. Now that. Wow.
Tabletop towel dispenser. Stainless. There's not even a stain on that steel? God damn.
That one's $82.
$82? That's out. Yeah. I think you can't spend more than $20, $15 on one of those things. But yes, you asked me before the show, would we mention last night's football game? We would. This isn't necessarily hardcore sports or anything, but to recap yesterday's program, the very difficult decision was made to take Patrick Mahomes from my fantasy football team and bench him.
Reaching for the fat head.
For Baker Mayfield. This is a directional mic, so I got to talk right into it.
Yeah.
He just learned that.
Directional. Yes. And it worked out great. Patrick Mahomes, a true pro. He took it like a man. We talked about it. Said, look, you're just having a little rough patch here. Your bye week is week 6. Why don't we sit you down now? Let's just see how everything works out. And damn, Baker, did you watch any of that game?
No.
Okay.
Just highlights.
Well, even the highlights, you would be able to tell. I think he was dealing, man.
Yeah.
No, didn't work out in the end.
Not his fault.
They did lose the game. Nothing's Baker's fault. That's what you're going to learn here. man, he was hitting tight windows. He was kind of doing it on the run. He looked great.
Were you a little frightened when he got his knee twisted?
Oh, yeah.
Who's-
But the fantasy points were rolling in last night. Things are looking great.
Who's his backup?
Who is their backup?
Oh.
It's not Ryan Griffin anymore.
No. But yeah, I mean, you did what you had to do for team. What's your team name?
The Alabama Leprechauns.
Yeah. See, I mean, Patrick,
Lord.
do it for the Alabama Leprechauns.
Here's two guys I've never heard of.
Who you got?
Kyle Trask,
Florida,
and John Wolford. That's who you've got in line if
Stanford?
Baker goes down.
I mean, if Baker goes down, there's no chance at a season anyway.
He's one of those players.
Yeah.
On the level of Mahomes, because he's getting Mahomes benched these days.
So what do you have? 180, 3 touchdowns? Is that a 20-point night?
Yeah, and he was getting them all. Like, he started out real hot, too. So, yeah, add that to Young Ho Koo, who was hitting every field goal. The long ones, too.
Yeah, he missed one, had one blocked, but he had a good night.
We had a pretty good night. Pretty good little Thursday night for the old fantasy football team. Oh, and then you know what? Here's one other thing. So you were talking about something off the air yesterday when the show ended.
Yeah.
And before we get into sports and today and Twitter and what else do we got today? Oh, we got some picks.
Mm-hmm.
When is that? About
an hour.
Noon 15? Noon? What do you want to do?
Noon 30.
Okay. I thought it was really interesting. You were talking yesterday. So, Mark Rubier. So he's the guy. How would you describe Mark Rubier?
He is, his style is a combination of hip hop, electronic music. He's a jazz. He's a quite a well-rounded musician.
He's Rob, if you want to look him up, it's Rebellit.
But what he does is
Ruby.
Rebillet.
Yeah,
Wait,
Rebillet. Rebillet. Rebillet, yeah.
But he did the old Hang Zone theme song, and I can't remember. We were talking about it for some reason after the show yesterday.
But what his bit is his nickname is Loop Daddy, and what that means is he can improvise a song off the top of his head with a suggestion of a phrase or a word or a topic and does it in real time and builds the beat, comes up with the chords, the sounds, and basically freestyles lyrics.
And it's amazing to watch.
It's incredible. I don't know anybody that's as good as him. I've seen other people try to do things that are similar, but I've never seen anybody as agile as he is with that bit. But yeah, he's insane.
But yeah, just it's a show because he lays like one part of the track down, loops it, then he works on the next one, then the next one, and then the next one. So it's kind of cool to like listen to how the song builds.
Right.
And he did that for our theme song, and it was incredible.
Yeah, it's better than what I could have come up with spending an entire weekend working on it. He's a really good singer too.
Yeah, he's talented.
Yeah.
This is how I get out of bed every morning.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go.
Kind of like Reggie Watts. You ever seen Reggie Watts?
No.
Oh, wow. Oh, you got a video? Let's take a look.
I can give it to you. If you tell me what you want, I can give it to you.
He has 2.4 million subscribers on YouTube.
He plays festivals in front of tens of thousands of people now.
We went and saw him during the pandemic at a drive-in show.
That's right. He's a Dallas guy.
So he sings a little something and then hits it in the thing and then it loops and it'll replay over and over. Like, so he's a one-man band.
One-man band, and he's got access. Once he records these sounds in real time, he's got them stored in a bank, and he can bring them up whenever he wants. Different parts.
Interlude.
And he's just making this up. It's not a song that he's been working on.
And that's what he did for us.
Right.
Like off the top of his head, we just said, hey, the show wasn't even called The Hang Zone at that point, but we would do have somebody sit in and just call, well, that's the Hang Zone. That's them sitting in. That little spot is the Hang Zone. And we gave him a few words, Dan, Jake, Blake, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then he made a theme song, which we ended up using for years. And because it was produced on the terrestrial radio station, if you want to know one of the reasons we're out here now, it's they own that. And there's no bending on that, no possible ownership.
Because they really need that.
Co-owner. But yeah, so that was one of the things we wanted to be able to, kind of own those things, or at least own in part. And that was a non-starter on their part. Well, a lot of things were, as it turns out. But, so I just didn't really know the
history?
I knew that he's from Dallas. I know he loves bits. And we've had him on the show a few times. He was one of our first, I remember one of our first guests when you worked on the show. So Jake and I started doing the show together. You joined a month later or something. And then you wanted to book this guy, and you're like, hey, let's have him do a song. And I remember having talks. We were talking about it, should we do that? I mean, I don't know if that'll just out of nowhere. And we ended up having him on for 2 segments, doing a song. It was great. He's great. Back then, I don't think he had 1 million followers. He probably had 100,000 followers, perhaps.
No, this was very early COVID. And honestly, the pandemic really helped him, because he would do these COVID Sunday streams where 4 or 5 hours he's doing exactly what you just saw, just in front of a board making songs.
Yeah.
And he would take suggestions from the chat and make it. And so I thought, he's got all the equipment. Why not just throw him some ticket stuff and see what happens?
And, okay, so then I didn't know the Danny Bayless connection with Mark Rubier.
I got a cold email from him one time. I'd never met him before. And he said, hey, man, told me a little bit of his story, that he worked in the corporate world for a while. I think he was approaching 30 or early 30s, and he had a background in music and decided to leave that world and start doing music full time. And if I would be able to find a spot for him to play and book him. And I said, well, what are you looking to do? And he kind of described what
Is this a common thing?
His bit was. Yeah.
You get calls like that?
Not as much anymore, but yeah, back in the day for sure.
An aspiring musician wants to do something. Now, do you check them out first and listen to what they got?
Every time.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So I saw what he was doing.
And what'd you think?
Yes, I'm booking this guy. It's incredibly unique. And we set up a time for him to do a show. And he said, look, man, I'd like to get a residency and just do every week. And I said, well, let's commit to a month. He goes, Fridays, a happy hour thing. Great. That's really a dead time for us.
How much did you pay him?
It's funny. When he first started, I think we agreed on either $100 or $150 for a 2.5 hour set.
And okay, I don't know what that means.
It's
that
not
extremely low.
No,
you had a band in
by comparison to what he is doing now.
No,
yes,
not that.
But at the time, no. That's
But
probably for a couple of hours set. If a musician can go in and play a set for 2.5 hours, and they leave with a C note, they get a bill. Most of them are happy if they're playing on a local level.
Okay.
And I know it sounds low, but unfortunately that was about what we could afford at the time. He does this month. The first couple of weeks, people were walking into the bar at happy hour and looking at the stage at this wild guy in a tank top going, you heard the lyrics. I mean, he's pretty vulgar when he wants to be.
And he's not just sitting down.
No, he's gyrating and he's working the crowd.
Is he getting them to throw out things? And
Yeah,
doing
all of it. All of
a
it.
song
but
out of it?
there were some customers that would kind of peek their head in the door and go, yeah, I'm not going in here. This is scary. So we were a little concerned. It's man, are we running people off with this? But people got used to it. And before you know it, we're ass packed on Fridays. Because of him. People were showing up to see this guy. And he was doing another, he had another residency at a bar right around the corner from us called Brain Dead Brewery, and I don't believe it's open anymore. But we were the two places that kind of gave him his start. I mean, I give him all the credit just because he's freaking amazing. But yeah, we provided a stage for him, and it was unorthodox, but I loved it, and the other teammates at Twilight loved it. So before long, he's packing the place, and I remember he called me one time and said, "Hey, man, crowds are going pretty good. We're doing really well down there. Do you think that maybe I could get a raise?" It's like, "Yeah, of course. What'd you have in mind?" He's like, "Maybe 250, 300. I'm like, "Yes, of course."
So he lowballed it.
Well, I said,
you would
"Look,
have said yes to more.
to be fair," I said, "Mark, why don't we guarantee you, just for walking in the door and setting up, even if nobody shows up, you're going to make $300. We'll do that versus a percentage of our sales for that 2 or 3 hours that you're there, and we'll give you 20% of everything that we ring." And he would often leave with more than the guarantee because he was doing such a great job. He ends up getting so big that he has to leave Dallas and move to New York to chase his dreams. And the next thing you know, he's playing festivals and selling out giant stadiums or arenas in Europe.
And he's on YouTube's commercial during the Super Bowl.
During the Super Bowl.
Yes.
What if you wanted to have him back at your bar to do this for 2 hours?
I
What would he
think
charge you?
the bidding probably starts at around
10 grand?
Oh, no. No.
Lower?
Higher.
Higher?
Yeah. Yeah. I bet
So for 2 hours.
I bet his talent fee for a 2.5, 3 hour show probably, I would say 30 grand. Wouldn't you say, Rob? Does that sound? At least 20. Yeah, I was going to say anywhere between 30 and 50, but I think 30 is a safe bet. Like if you wanted to hire him to do a private party at your house, the conversation would start at about probably 30,000. There's probably a website you could figure that out if he's got an agent.
I think you'd love Reggie Watts. He was on a comedy show that I liked, but he does the band for one of them late night shows. He's like the band leader. I can't remember. One of the real late night shows. I don't think it's Seth Rogen, but maybe. Not Rogen. What is his name? Seth Meyers.
Yeah.
But Reggie Watts does the same bit, and he's real funny, and he's like
just improvs.
When eventually Mark Rubier met Reggie Watts, and they did one of these together on YouTube, and like it was Mark Rubier's hero, is Reggie Watts. Like he was doing this before.
Mark will go to a random location somewhere in Brooklyn or Manhattan and just set up his table and his gear, very unassuming, find a power source, get his speakers set up. And people are just, walking by. They don't really know what's going on. And he'll live stream these events. Won't announce it to anybody. Does not tweet about it, nothing. But he'll just start setting up. And by the third or fourth song, there's 500 people. He just draws folks in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he put a tip jar out? Or the
I don't know if I've
guitar
ever seen
case
one, but
open,
he's out there dancing with women and just having a blast. This
Dude,
guy is
wearing
living.
a kimono.
Yeah.
that was
Oh, yeah,
it.
that's the best. Underwear and a kimono.
Yeah, that's what he wore to his concert, the drive-in concert that we went to in Fort Worth. James Corden, Rob says, is the talk show that Reggie Watts was the band leader. So I guess he's not on there anymore.
Mm-mm.
They disbanded.
I think he
no more carpool karaoke.
Went back to the UK. Oh yeah, that guy. Okay, for sure.
Yeah, he's awesome. But anyway, yeah, I guess I didn't know your personal connection. Like he got his start at your bar.
Yeah,
that's how we booked him. I got his number from Danny.
Oh really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because
do you converse with him anymore?
Gosh, it's been a while. I think there was up to a certain point. I could actually get replies to text.
Same.
And now it's kind of like his phone's just getting blown. It's kind of like the Leon Bridges syndrome. These guys just don't. They got people reaching out to them constantly.
I'm not familiar with the Leon Bridges syndrome.
Local kid from Fort Worth that just blew up, and he's huge now.
So is it a matter of they become a-holes?
No.
Or is it just that
it's the
they
beat?
just got too much going on?
It's the beat down factor. You've got so many people wanting to schedule appearances, and you've got agents and managers and label people calling you all the time. booking tours. So yeah, when he wants to hear from Dingu from Twilight Lounge from 10 years ago, it's kind of like probably.
You don't think he feels a little bit of
He's always expressed that
a little love
anytime
for
that
you?
I've run into him. But I'm just saying, look, you prioritize your replies, and sometimes things just get lost in the mire.
Is he the most famous guy that you've had there?
No, I don't. I mean, no, he's up there for sure. I would say Leon's probably probably a little more famous than Mark.
Did you have him there before he was big?
Before he was big, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, Mark's awesome. Check him out on the internet.
Yes. Check out the internet, man.
It's amazing.
The internet's great.
What I was going to say is I was maybe a little jealous that Blake wanted to get Mark on your show, because my thought was, why didn't I think of this for the hard line? But it was a great idea, and I'm like, I'm not going to not give Blake Mark's number. Hell yeah, book it, man. You thought of it, so yeah, get him on. But that was such a great bit when he came up there and did you guys' theme song.
Yeah, we've had him on a couple times.
Yeah.
But I don't know that we could book him today.
No, I've tried.
Have you really?
Mm-hmm.
No, just no response?
Nah.
It is
busy.
I will tell you, it is true. When guys get to that level, they will tell you hey, man, you've got to run everything through my people.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that handle their calendars.
Yeah.
So
it's like when Noviello books me, he always goes through you, and I think that's fun.
That's cute.
Like, he could text me, but he always goes through you and emails you questions and stuff. It's like,
I don't think it's fun. But, yeah.
Don't you want to be people?
Like, you know who Jason Isbell is, right, Dan? You know that name?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's like won hundreds of awards, from Americana Awards, Country Music Awards, but he came from pretty humble upbringings and has a lot of connections to fellow musicians in the DFW area. And there was a point where I could text him and send jokes and, hey, Jason, would you want to pop on the hard line? Or if you're in town, swing by, whatever. It got to the point where he's like, Danny, you're going to have to like start going through my manager, because I can't.
Well, that's interesting too, because
this. I wasn't beating him down or anything, but if I had a request.
But obviously you've known Rhett Miller a long time. I never met Rhett Miller until he was already big. And I can easily contact Rhett Miller.
He's a fan, though. Like, he loves
Of
the
what we
ticket,
do,
loves what you do, anything that his old school ticket guys are involved in.
Okay.
And I've known him I've known him long before I was ever at the radio station.
That's what I was wondering.
Early 90s.
So did you know him before he was big?
Yeah. Well, I kind of feel like the old 97s have always been kind of big.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were pretty popular right out of the gate with that first record, Hitchhike to Rome, regionally. But, yeah, Rhett's always just been kind of a level above all the rest of us schmucks.
Are there bald rockers? Because you guys have great hair. You're in good shape. You're hot.
Massive wieners.
You, Rhett Miller?
Just massive wieners.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can see it from here.
So why do you need that if you're all good looking and got your hair,
What's that?
Just saying, that's kind of like Troy Aikman. I'm a fan of Randy Johnson because he's an ogre. He looks terrible, yet he's got great, sports ability. And so it's like, okay, well, he got that. He got that one thing. Troy Aikman, hot, great hair, great athlete, pitcher, shortstop. He was everything.
Country singer.
Good at broadcasting.
Great at Yeah, he's number one at everything. That's why I hate Troy Aikman, because that's not fair. You shouldn't have 70 talents. Like, give us one. Give me anything. And you rockers are the same way. Music. You have musical talent. You could look like Meatloaf and you'll still pull a lot of wool.
Wool. Maybe.
From a little wool.
Maybe.
Just a little wool. Not too much wool.
The problem is we don't live very
trimmer.
long.
Oh.
Yeah. Our life expectancy is pretty bad.
That's why everybody has great hair, because
Yeah.
they never have a chance to go bald.
That's right.
Probably don't care about electrons either.
Mm-mm.
Mm. You want to dive into some sports, or do you want to do Today in Twitter?
Let's start with Today in Twitter.
Blake Choice.
The Dumb Zone presents Today in Twitter.
Let's go look at Twitter.
So this came across my timeline, and there's a video component to this that we will try to do our best to explain over the audio. But go ahead and fire up that Boise State video, because I can talk over while it's playing. Somebody said that we should probably just take a gander at the Boise State women's beach volleyball team, and I just want you to take a look at some of these names, heights, pictures, see if anything stands out. So these are the beach volleyball players.
Charlie, Avery, Addison.
Addison, 5'11". One of these will stick out, and I want
Maya Jackson, 5'9".
I want to know if you can tell
5'11".
while I'm showing you this.
Charlie,
5'11".
Michaela,
Diamond, 5'7". All attractive females.
They all seem to be attractive females.
Yeah,
yes.
all tall.
Eris,
Angelina, 5'11".
Okay. I think we've happened upon the insane clown posse or whatever.
What do you see?
What are we looking at here? We've got a lady who's got quite a makeup job on her face. Nora Hayd, Hayd. Looks like kind of white clown makeup, but she could be just extra pale.
She is being termed the first goth NIL athlete.
Okay.
Did she play volleyball?
You got to have your lane.
Did she play volleyball in this get up?
6'1".
Yes.
But it's very funny because like most of the girls are brunette, blonde, pretty, tall. I mean, she's tall, but then it's just like, whoa, red hair, crazy makeup, nose ring, and piercings everywhere.
There's got to be video.
She goes viral for shocking roster photo, but it doesn't look like maybe she plays like that. I don't know. Let me see. Because all the stuff about her is, this.
But it's, even this is, if it is a publicity stunt or whatever, it's a pretty good idea. Now people know your name, know where you play, may want to send you $50. I don't know. I don't know how that kind of stuff works, but it was very jarring going through the roster because I think I just saw you might want to check out the Boise State beach volleyball roster. Like, oh, okay. And then the same thing, and just scrolling. Who am I looking for?
And they throw her down at the bottom on purpose?
Whoa.
I wonder if this is her just doing bits or if she's really committed to this.
It's probably just doing
this
bits.
lifestyle.
But
it's really funny.
It was pretty funny.
Did you guys ever do bits with your yearbooks in high school or anytime it was like photo day?
I regret I did not.
No.
How about you?
Yes.
All the time?
All the time.
Like what?
Well, it was a small school, 34 people in my graduating class, so you were involved in everything.
Mm-hmm.
If you went to a small town, you played football, basketball, track, tennis. You were in every literary event. Anything I could do to just not be at home was great. Extracurriculars. So you'd take, here's a photo of the debate team. Here's a photo of the spelling team. Any of the people that went to state for literary events. We're in all of those. And my best friend and I showed up for photo day in pastel blazers, Hawaiian shirts, and leather skinny ties. And that's what we wore for photo day. And they would stage these like in the library or at one of the teachers' houses. And we made sure that in every photo that is taken of us that are staged, Michael and I are each holding a copy of Ebony magazine. And just like we're reading the whole yearbook. But yeah, lots of bits. We had the one bit where you'd have that big camera that would take a picture of the entire school, the student body out in front of the high school.
Yeah.
And you'd run from one end to the other so you're in it twice.
Oh, okay.
That's a good
Before they
bit.
had the big pano thing?
Yeah.
You had to
all right, we're going to start over here. And it's like you over here. And then by the time they get to the other end, you're like this. I was bored.
I wonder why I didn't do bits. I'd like to go back. If I could go back in time.
That's what you would do.
I would go back into high school and do bits. And not kill Hitler. Because I couldn't kill anyone. I don't think. Is that a wrap on Today in Twitter?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
I just thought you might like to see that.
Was Today in Twitter.
I want to know how to differentiate what we're doing here.
From the wonderful world of sports.
Now we can do some sports before
Oh, yeah, I like that.
we do picks. I don't know, in about a half hour or so-ish. Is Akash going to be here today?
I assume. Haven't heard from him.
Okay.
He emailed his picks.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. Anyway, we should do a little Cowboys pregame. Looking across the NFL, there are some tasty games I think that we could bet on this weekend. Are you into the Sunday morning game?
No, I don't like that.
You're just anti 9 a.m. football?
It's too early.
I feel like that's a good bet.
9:30? That's not bad on a Sunday.
It does feel weird, though. I feel like those games are really hard to pick.
What broadcast team did they send over there?
I think it's the NFL Network, so it's Rich Eisen is doing play-by-play. And then I don't know who's going to do color. I believe that is the case. But I don't really know. I do have a sweet website. If you like websites that we can check is...
Are websites on the internet that we were talking about earlier?
506sports.com. And that will list all of the broadcast teams and where in the country, who's getting what. And I really like it. I don't know if it's interesting to just the general person, but Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner.
All right.
It says here. But you can also check college football,
Mm-hmm.
kind of see where Ted Emmerich will be. Do a little Control F. Search Ted Emmerich. Is he on any game this weekend? Looks like not.
Oh.
But he will. That's probably why he said yes.
Yeah.
He'll show up to the Den on Sunday night. Anyway, I guess we'll talk about the spreads on the other games later on as picks unravel. But how are we feeling about the Cowboys at Steelers Sunday night?
They're really hard to pick because you want to say the Steelers are going to steamroll them, but then you do this weird reverse psychology of I don't want to bet what I think will happen, but I don't see how they hang with the Steelers. They're too depleted.
Which is why you will lose
Yeah.
gambling against them.
Which is why they'll win.
Yeah. But then you'll talk yourself out of that and think logically. It's an impossible thing to do is to bet on their games.
No Micah, no DeMarcus Lawrence, no Deron Bland, no Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, Cooks is a big deal.
Jesus. No running game.
Not that he's been doing anything. Yeah, the Cowboys are ranked 32nd in the NFL in running, in rushing this year. That's not good. There's only 32 teams.
Derrick Henry had more yards on his first play last weekend than Zeke has had all season. Is that effing true? In one play. We can't afford him.
No, man, that's insane.
We couldn't afford him.
He looks so good. I mean, everything I'm reading, too, though, is Steelers have a couple of offensive line issues. They're not fully healthy either. It's not like they're this juggernaut, right? That I kind of think that you won't get down 17-0 to the Steelers. It doesn't seem like they can score in bunches either.
No. But I don't think the Cowboys handle teams like this very well, teams that'll punch you in the mouth. I think we've talked about that. Cowboys don't really respond well to teams like this. Like they're good front runners, but if you knock them off course a little bit, they're hard to recover.
What's the over-unders? 44. That seems high. But maybe not with all the defensive problems that the Cowboys have had. Is Micah playing?
No.
Are you sure? I guess he's still not been ruled out.
No, but just the way that coaches are talking. Zimmer was talking a day or two ago, and he kind of said, no Micah, or at least not planning on having Micah.
Feels like that could be a mind game.
Could be.
For the Steelers. If he all of a sudden does show up. But
do you really want to risk it?
That's the thing. Do you want to do that with a real tough part of your schedule coming up. What do the Cowboys have coming up? They got like San Francisco the following, or no, Detroit, and then
Detroit, San Francisco, and Philly sometime after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this game in the AFC where you're not 100%. I don't know why they would risk that. Now McCarthy might want to if he thinks he's on thin ice.
Yeah, I think McCarthy's going to be fine no matter what.
2-5 is very realistic, though.
2-5 with Belichick out there?
Maybe.
What is the upcoming schedule exactly?
Don't you get the feeling that somebody is going to hire Belichick midseason just to keep him out of the field?
So, do you have it?
Yeah. Yes, it's Detroit, then the bye week. Then they go to San Francisco. At Atlanta. And then, yes, home to Philly. So it's kind of like this game is one you might want to win.
Might want to throw the next two in there, too.
Houston. And then, yeah, who would have thought at Washington was going to be a game we'd care about?
Yeah.
Those are all very realistic. Every one of them are very realistic, almost probable losses.
Which
compared to if what we've seen in the last 3 games is who they are.
The Cowboys may not be favored in any of those games.
Yeah, I don't know that they beat Atlanta last night.
No.
If you watched that game. Like Kirk Cousins looking good.
500? Did he hit 500 or 400?
Did he get 500? I don't know.
Thought he did.
All we know is it wasn't Baker's fault. They lost. Baker was great.
Running back fumbled.
Yeah, man. The thing is, every team's going to have lots of injuries. They've got to figure out something. They've got to figure out a way to do it. That's what I think. Like the problem is too, they keep saying it's not Zimmer's scheme. It's the players. It's that. Okay, well, if that's the case, then they're in real trouble because the players are hurt.
Is there any part of either one of you that would kind of be okay and borderline happy with a complete total implosion of waking up outside of near the end of the season and they're, I don't know, 3-8? I'd have no problem with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because what they've been doing for so long, hey, we always make the playoffs and we get bounced. It's been going that way for a while. It would be really interesting to see one of the worst seasons and just see how they respond. What moves they would make.
I kind of remember, I don't know if it was the last 3-8 season, but when they were in that situation, remember it was the Romo injury year and he was coming back? And we kept clinging to, all right, well, if he comes back, look at that soft schedule as he's, okay, they go 6-2, and now you're.
Yeah, no, Jake brings this up a lot. That was the year that Carolina was really good. They played sometime around Thanksgiving. Carolina was like 9-0 or 10-1, something like that. Romo comes back. He beats the Dolphins on the road. And then the Cowboys are favored at home. And they get smoked.
Because Romo was back, man.
Yes.
Yeah, we're always gonna try and hold out hope. I mean, we're doing all these, cowboy watching parties and stuff. I want interest. I'm kind of like Jerry in the sense that I am pretty happy with them at least being, kind of good on the bubble type thing because it keeps you interested. So, based on that, Danny, I don't think I want to see them go 3-8. But, fun. I get the bit. I get the comedy of, everything falling apart, Pet's heads falling off, McCarthy getting run.
Well,
if you brought in Belichick, if that's what it takes to get Belichick in here,
that's what I'm saying. Look, let's
do it. That'll be fun. Get him in here. Let's get him Shula's record. Let's do it.
A 3-8 doesn't serve this, but a 3-8 could serve a hardcore, diehard Cowboys fan better than an 11-6 and a first round exit again.
I mean, how crazy is it to say that? How crazy is it to say you want to get rid of the coach that has won like 12 games a year? It feels crazy. Like he's not going to do it. One of Jerry's great regrets, or he always talks about, is that getting rid of Chan Gailey. Just because they had made the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They were only 8-8 back then, but they made the playoffs. But that wasn't good enough at the time for Jerry, and he got rid of Chan Gailey and got in Dave Campo. And then they
5-11.
5-11 every year.
Yeah.
Now, would they have gone 5-11 every year with Chan Gailey? I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. They kind of had to bring in Parcells to get this thing back on track. But they are on track now. And I wholly disagree with the way they handled this offseason. I wholly disagree with, the way they ignored, the way they botched the negotiations with both Dak and CD. And maybe that was by design because they could legitimately say at the time they couldn't afford Derrick Henry. But they could. Had they just signed these contracts that Dak and CD, that's what they would have signed that back then. But they dragged it out, so we can't because look at the huge cap number we got on these guys. Well, now they don't. And now if Derrick Henry was available, you could sign Derrick Henry. Didn't you say they have 20-some million in cap space this year?
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I do wholly disagree with that, but I don't know, man. It doesn't look good right now.
I don't want them to lose, 7 out of their next 8 because they got to watch these damn things every week.
And the way the NFL is, just when you think you know something, like you guys said it, they're going to probably win in Pittsburgh. And then I would not take them against Detroit.
Who's going to pick them to win against Pittsburgh? I can't wait for picks. It's going to be everybody's going to pick Pittsburgh except Soroy because he's weird, and he's going to win. You wait and see.
All right, let's look elsewhere in the NFL before we do picks. Just around the NFL, you got that Sunday morning game. Let's do this. This makes me think of NFL. Sunday morning, Jets and Vikings. Vikings favored by 1.5. I like the Vikings a lot. I'm kind of...
does that seem like
I'm getting suckered into this.
Does that seem like a low point spread considering that I don't think A-Rod's not playing, right?
Is Aaron Rodgers not playing? I thought he was just kind of beat up, but he's playing.
He is going to play?
Yeah.
From what I know, he's playing.
All right.
Well, if he's not playing, that should be a bigger spread then.
Yeah. The concern is that just weird stuff happens in London. You just don't know how the team's going to take to being there this week, and I don't know. I'm surprised it's not Jacksonville. Or is Jacksonville on the London schedule this year? It feels like that's the official team of England.
Yeah.
Like they're there every year. Anyway, they're not there this week. This week, bye weeks start as well. Going through the slate, you got the Bears host the Panthers. Of course, that's where, what's his name? We got some Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
V. Caleb Williams. Bears favored by 4, which seems insane. I would probably not want to get near that game.
Yeah, the Bears are weird. Like, DJ Moore's not really trying. Keenan Allen looks hurt. Caleb is hurt by their scheme. I don't know. They're just not right now. I think they need to fire their coach.
The Bears?
Yeah.
Well, but he got a beard. Remember how he looks better? His wife told him to grow a beard, and now he's look kind of like a badass?
Sweet.
Don't you remember? That was the big thing in Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
He's now got a beard, and he looks cool. But, yeah, not a big fan of him. Ravens at Bengals. Bengals a home dog. 1.5 point. Baltimore is the favorite. They've got a great running game. They've got a great run defense. But the Bengals got Joe Burrow, and just when you think the Bengals just totally suck, that's what's going to happen. Kind of like the same week, what was it, after week 1?
Yeah.
They lose to New England, and then they come back. They actually don't beat Kansas City, but they were right in that game right till the end. Bills at Texans.
That's going to be our national game.
Is it?
Yep.
We have
That's the early game of the week, right?
Stephon Diggs revenge game. So possibly that's where, he takes off. Bills favored by 1 in that one.
Yeah, trying to respond after getting demolished by Baltimore last week.
What do you think the Colts being underdogs at Jacksonville?
It means that Vegas doesn't believe in Joe Flacco.
I feel like I believe in Joe Flacco more than Anthony Richardson right now.
Yeah. Why don't you triple play it then?
Why don't you shut up?
Nah. Aren't the Jaguars just due at home?
But favored by 3?
That seems, I thought maybe by 1.5 max, but.
Well, they're on watch to fire their coach. So this is kind of like you better win this game.
Danny, are you on 506.com?
I've got it up.
Because I'm very interested to hear the poor broadcast team that has to call Dolphins Patriots.
Oh, my God. Is that listed? Hang on a second.
Like, this has to be the lowest team.
Yeah, what are we down to for Dolphins quarterback right now? I heard this week Tua out. They're targeting week 8 for a return. Do you kind of want to see Mike McDaniel do a little something, though? I mean, I thought you're the offensive, you're the innovator, the genius, Deebo Samuel. You turned him into a running back. You did all this stuff. Like, okay, if you have a top quarterback and the best receiver in football, okay, we get you can do something then. But at some point, do you have to kind of pull a Mike Tomlin and, kind of just do some stuff and all of a sudden come up with some schemes that is actually innovative and you can maybe win with not your best players?
Your broadcast team for Miami, New England, Chris Myers and Mark Sanchez got that assignment. They've got to be on the bottom of the list, right?
Yeah. If McDaniel gets fired and McCarthy gets fired, wouldn't you want Mike McDaniel?
I would in a second. I really would. And maybe that's just their fault for not really investing at all into a backup for a guy who has 1 million concussions and that he could get more.
They would never do this, but why don't the Cowboys trade them Trey Lance? Or Cooper Rush?
Are you saying because Miami would never do this?
No, because Dallas would never do anything
to admit
creative or
to admit that was dumb to bring Trey Lance in.
I just think there's the stink on Trey Lance right now. What are you going to get for Trey Lance? A conditional 7th?
I don't know. Give us one of your running backs or something.
Why would they?
Because you need a quarterback.
Again, Trey Lance, though, dude.
Okay, then take Cooper Rush.
Okay, now you're talking. But then you got Trey Lance as your backup.
Well, I mean,
Trey Lance is...
Dak goes down. It's not like this thing is going anywhere anyway.
I love that you're saying trade Trey Lance. No, let's not trade Trey Lance. But Cooper Rush, you're like okay with it. Oh, but that leaves Trey Lance as our right. Backup. But you were.
I'm just saying you can't trade Trey Lance because they won't do it.
I know, but
no team is going to trade for Trey Lance.
Suspend reality. But you also trade Trey Lance to be the starter somewhere else. But you don't want him to be your backup here. There's a lot of stink on him.
But you remember McDaniel was a part of the staff that drafted Trey Lance.
So he really knows how he sucks.
Okay. Yeah. Or he could remember.
That is a Cowboy fan
way of looking at it, I guess.
Twitter trade proposal, I think. Hey, send us a running back for Trey Lance.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely where I got it, but
Trey Lance is going to be released.
if a team is desperate for quarterback and you've got two that you don't really want, I don't know. I'm trying to have fun here.
Let Blake have fun.
I want Blake to have fun. Browns at Washington. Washington favored by 3. Browns, tough defense. But Washington is like the darling of the NFL right now.
I can't believe it.
And I love it. I love it. I want them to be good.
I do too, but like you mentioned the other day, Cliff always seems to hit a wall at some point in the season.
Well, I guess the Cowboys will hope that is, week?
It'll be the week
12.
It'll be the week after the Cowboys play them.
When they'll hit the wall?
Yeah.
I wonder what the Cowboys' record will be at that point.
It's a good couple of early games to flip back and forth. Cleveland, Washington, and Houston and Buff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that going to be on CBS?
CBS, yeah. Houston,
map?
Buff, CBS.
You like my site, don't you?
It's great.
Little 506
I've been here before.
Sports.
I do love this site. I'd kind of forgotten about it. Cleveland and Washington, yeah, that's the noon Fox game with Jason Benetti and Greg Olson. So we get third leg in there.
Okay.
Haven't heard from him since Brady kicked him out of the booth.
Jason Benetti,
I'm
huh?
so happy.
Who's Jason Benetti?
I'm not familiar with Jason Benetti. Not familiar with your game. Vegas at Denver.
Gross.
That is a gross game. That's all we got to say about that. Denver favored by 3.
What's the deal with Sean Payton? Like, is he safe? Does he get a bunch of time to fix this mess? He's been there for a couple of years.
This is his second year, right?
Is it?
Yeah, didn't he go first year with Russ?
He had one with Russ.
Yeah.
And now he's on to Bo Nix.
Yeah, now he gets some time. Plus, I'm pretty sure they had to throw all the money at him to get him in the first place. So I think they're going to give that some time. And they've got a tough defense. That's what's weird. Like, you hired him because he's a big innovator. He was once the Mike McDaniel of the NFL.
And he gets there and he's like, yeah, these guys suck. Can't do anything with them.
Where are we? Oh, big tasty spread. If you like big tasty spreads this year, 7.5 49ers at home over Arizona. 49ers somehow doing it without Brandon Ayuk, really doing much, without McCaffrey. I also got to stop watching what they list for injuries. I kept Kittle on my bench last week.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
He caught a touchdown.
And, like, he didn't practice last Thursday and all this stuff about
not practicing again.
Yeah, I think I can't pay attention to anything San Francisco does anymore after the whole McCaffrey debacle this offseason. Like, is he even going to be back all year?
The latest update, he went to Germany to get his Achilles examined, and turns out he's got tendonitis in both Achilles. So, no, it doesn't seem like he'll be back.
Packers at Rams. Packers, have they won a game this year with Jordan Love?
No.
They're 0-3 with Jordan Love. 2-0 with Malik Willis.
Yeah, 0-2 with Jordan Love.
Okay. And again, you'd think at the Rams is going to be a good one because the Rams don't draw any fans. They'll have tons of Packers fans there. But McVay is truly a guy that figures stuff out, how to, work around injuries. So that might be a tasty pick, boys, if you have the Rams getting 3 points at home. But they are really, really banged up. Giants at Seahawks, another big, giant, tasty spread. The big underdogs have been covering a lot this year. 6.5, Seahawks favored. And the Giants are without Malik Neighbors, or at least that's the word. He got a concussion last week, and he has not practiced this week. And I don't know if you've seen like numbers on it. The percentage of plays they're directing his way, might be the highest in the NFL as far as skill position players that they're, not the quarterback, obviously. And they're just totally relying on a rookie who has played 4 games in the NFL. But he's kind of that good.
He's that good, and there's no one else.
On the Giants?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're going to be cleaning house big time. So.
Well, don't pay Daniel Jones $40 million a year.
Again, Cowboys at Steelers, and then Monday night. This looks kind of tasty. You've got the Chiefs at home, favored by 5.5 against the Saints. The Saints,
who have leveled out.
Yeah.
Have leveled out, but they still. Oh, so is the shine off of
Clint Kubiak?
Clint Kubiak was the next head coach after 2 weeks in the season. And now it's week 4, and it's like, all right, maybe. I don't know. But 5.5 point spread. Chiefs always play in tight games.
Yeah.
So certainly once you pick the Saints, the Chiefs will blow them out. But that is a potentially tasty pick, as we will do picks pretty soon here.
We're mere minutes away, Daniel.
Mere minutes away. Let's do some viewer mail first, and then we'll take a little break and stuff.
Oh yeah, wait a minute, Uncle Hotmail. Hey, Uncle Hotmail. Uncle Hotmail.
Where'd it go? Oh, here it is.
Is there an email in your box for me?
Here he is, Uncle Crevice Creamer himself. Dan.
That's offensive. What do we have here? Okay, let's start with show thoughts, the title of this. Dear Uncle Taco Terrorizer.
Damn it. I tried to set the bar, and that guy just crushed it.
This is from Michael Cheney, who says, these are just some show thoughts he has from listening the past week or so. 1, The Boys is fantastic. McCool? No?
Haven't seen it. But I've seen.
Trying to get anyone on my side.
I've seen The Penguin. Penguin is great.
Love it. I watched Epi 2 last night.
Right?
Woo!
So if you're looking for superhero television.
That really doesn't
I'm
have
not.
anything to do with superheroes. It's
Right.
like watching The Sopranos.
Right.
It's great.
I've heard a lot about Penguin.
Yeah. Gandolfini walked so Colin Farrell could run.
Man, I fully am of the belief that I'm missing something on The Boys, that it's just out of my league.
It's probably too high tone.
It's got to be. There's something that I'm
You
not.
guys don't really understand the level that I'm at.
That's what I believe to be true.
Back to show thoughts for the week. 2, back-end parkers are inconsiderate people.
Yep. Okay.
Explain?
Yeah, if you suck at it and take forever.
Right. I'm great at it.
Same.
I'm literally better at backing in than fronting in.
Yeah, because you've got the cool camera back
Got the
there.
cool camera, and when I front in, every time I'm like, oh, man, I'm over this line. Then I got to pull back out a little, and then I check it again. Oh, wait. Like, I'm just not good. I'm not good at things.
You know that Bronco has a front camera. Ah.
Really?
Interesting, yes. You hit the little button. There's a camera button on
There's
your
a little
dashboard.
button.
Yeah, and you can see the front of your Bronco.
Bro, I love buttons.
Pretty cool.
And I would love that front. Really?
The little button's been evading Dan for decades. I don't know why you expect him to find it now.
Very good point.
Nice.
The little button in a boat. 3, I love hearing Danny, and I hope he is on regularly. Regularly.
Cool, man.
He loves you. He loves hearing you.
What's his name? I'm going to send him a fruit basket.
And 4, favorite part of Danny on show is when Dan ignores a comment from Danny and just moves on to a new thought/topic like Danny never said a thing.
Daily. I love it, though.
A couple of emails that have some video behind them. Not video, just some pictures if you want to throw them up, Rob. The first one I'll say is from Chase Brown. Do you see that one? It says from Chase Brown, who writes, I'm in Oklahoma City using the Roku free live TV thing they have. Just wanted to let y'all know that the Dumb Zone is nationwide, so you can actually watch us in Oklahoma City.
What?
So DZTV is on KDFI here in Dallas. Channel 27. I guess I just don't turn the channel to the number anymore, so it's hard to know. But also, it is on the Fox Local app. So if you go to Fox Local on any of your TVs.
That's where we're trending, Dan.
You will find it. Really?
According to John, yeah.
For real?
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
That info said it's like local and breaking news from Dallas-Fort Worth, and it's us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Me with a crooked-ass Rangers hat on.
Local news from Dallas-Fort
We
Worth.
break news.
We do, man.
We're just talking about going to the dentist or something.
And then I've got this other one. It's got a photo with it. Patty here with Oak Cliff Sandlot ran into this guy in Austin. I have his contact if you want to talk with him. He's a cool dude. And I don't have to tell you guys. The guy with the Oak Cliff Sandlot is the guy with the white beard.
Mm-hmm.
And do I have to even tell you who the guy next to him is? It's Jack Quaid, one of the stars of The Boys. Dennis Quaid's kid.
Actually, you do have to tell me who that is.
You can see Dennis Quaid in him, can't you? Little in
Very
space
much.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great. He's Huey, of course. I don't have to tell you guys. He's Huey.
You do, actually.
You said you watched half an hour of the first episode.
34 minutes.
Rob, you took in 3 episodes. You're pretty familiar with and he can get him on the show.
Okay.
Can you at least play and pretend that you care that he's here? He's like a famous Hollywood guy.
You know, wait for his head to heal.
You know, the
first.
Deep is from Dallas. If anybody knows the Deep, hook us up with the Deep. And a few birthdays, and then we'll do some picks. Let's see here. Actually, you know what? I think picks are kind of waiting. So we'll save birthdays for right before Today in History. Because we'll take a break, get our picks all set up and stuff. Do you want me to play a break, or you got something, Rob?
I got some stuff.
You got some stuff? All right, because we are live streaming just for subscribers only today. On
The Dumb Zone.
how'd you like that?
Business.
But what does that even mean?
Well, Dan, it means we will advertise literally anything.
Anything?
Blake? Oh, yeah. Perhaps you're a divorce attorney and you want to help her keep the house and the kids. Contact us.
You know, someone in viewer mail had a suggestion for the Frankel spot.
Okay.
Because you were talking about how they used to be insurance agents in the past, or they worked for the insurance companies, but now they know all the tricks of the insurance companies and they use that to your advantage. He said it's kind of like when Belichick was like a defensive genius.
That's a great comp.
But then went on to be extremely successful offensively because he knew what the defenses are trying to stop.
Yeah.
So Frankel and Frankel, the Belichick of law firms.
Without a doubt. Chosen by the people, feared by the insurance companies for that very reason. They're based... Where are they... Is it...
Right here in Dallas.
Oh. Okay.
This is no... They're no Yankees.
They're no Yankees.
They're not from Houston. They're from Dallas, Texas. They're based in Dallas, Texas.
When you get in a wreck, it sucks. you're freaked out, your adrenaline's flowing. But if you call 214-817 and then just keep hitting threes and then hit call, you'll get in touch with a partner, either Mark, Scott Frankel, or Gene Burkett, and they'll hook you up. They'll tell you what the next steps are. You don't know. You don't know what you're doing. You just got in a wreck.
Right. You're probably all just disheveled, but it's really easy to remember that number. 214-817, all threes.
That's right. With over 100 years of combined experience, they know how to craft a case to drive maximum outcomes for you. Do you want minimum outcomes?
That'd be ridiculous.
Call somewhere else.
Yeah.
You want maximum outcomes? What number do you call?
Blake?
214-817-333-3333.
Ooh, I like the way he does that, like where he splits up the three. Yeah,
Sounds a lot better.
That's a good bit.
Oh, on this day in 1996.
4 went in, 6 came out.
President Clinton signed a bill ensuring 2-day hospital stays for new mothers and their babies. And so at first, your women were like, oh, this is so great. This is great for women. And then Clinton kind of looked and was like, okay, yeah. Oh, no, this is for women.
I love helping women.
Because,
How?
This was...
I put a lot of them ladies in those hospitals.
This was all for the dude, though.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah,
because
broke one damn near in half.
One of the great days in my life...
What you did didn't put women in hospitals.
One of the great days of my life was
You don't know me, Blake.
the day my second baby was born. And it was a C-section.
Oh, yeah. Keep
and
talking.
so because of that, she had to stay at the hospital overnight for a couple of days. And I have another daughter, so I had to go home. And that's when I went like that night and played Tiger Woods online with some dude I know in California. It was great. What a night. Like by 9 o'clock, I'm sitting there just online video gaming.
You're on 4, par 5.
She's in the hospital.
With her belly sliced open.
With her belly sliced open.
Give you a baby that you put up in there after wallowing around on her for maybe 3 or 4 minutes.
And
there's old Dan at home just
2 under.
A month later, she would be really pissed at me.
or wherever he is playing COD.
Because
TPC Saltgrass.
This was late night Dan era.
Mm-hmm.
So I would stay up until 3 in the morning and then wake up at about noon or 1 whenever I felt like it.
So amazing.
But I had a young daughter. I had another 2-year-old at home, 2.5 years old. So I called the babysitter and said, hey, you think you can get here by 6 a.m.? And she said, yeah.
So
And I'm
you
like,
could,
all right.
So you could go back to sleep.
So back to sleep. I just never got up. I just said, all right, I need you for about 6 hours in the morning. And so she showed up. And my wife didn't know about it until she hired that babysitter again, like 2-3 weeks later, whatever, a month later. And she referenced it. And then my wife's like, wait, what? Because my wife's like, I haven't seen you in 2 months. She's like, oh, yeah, I was here just a little while ago. You were? Oh, yeah, it was. And then she gave the date, and my wife put it together. Wait, that was the day?
I had a baby that day.
So that day, yeah, it's like, you know what? You just got to do some things for yourself.
How did that go over with your wife? Was she cool with it?
Oh,
or
she was
like,
so fired up. She was so happy. Oh, cool. She was like, you know what? I think that's great that you paid the babysitter.
Oh, she was pissed.
But did you tell her you set a course record?
I was so good at Tiger Woods golf.
Hello, all Dumbzone fans. I'm Jackie. I would personally like to thank you for supporting Dan, and mainly keeping him employed and off the couch. Look for me to provide more updates in the future from my AI brain.
Then she bends over and pulls down her panties.
Are you kidding me?
She needs psychotropic medication.
Huh?
She pulls out her breasts and she's juggling them. Look like she about to fall over.
It ain't gonna work, buddy.
In the dumb zone, in the dumb zone, in the zone, in the dumb zone, in the dumb zone, in the zone, in the dumb zone, in the dumb zone, in the zone, in the dumb zone, in the dumb zone, in the zone, in the dumb zone, in the dumb zone, in the zone, in the dumb zone, in the dumb zone, in the zone, in the dumb zone, in the dumb zone, in the zone, in the dumb zone, in the dumb zone, in the zone, in the dumb zone, in the dumb zone, in the zone, in the dumb zone.
No puppet. The puppet. You're the puppet. No puppet. No puppet. The puppet. You're the puppet. No puppet. A puppet. No puppet. A puppet. You're the puppet. The puppet. The puppet. No puppet. No puppet. The puppet. You're the puppet. No puppet. No puppet.
Cause now they're done.
Dumb shit. Got the soul dropping at 3. That's alright with me. I've been waiting all damn day. Isn't that still a thing? Where's my Cajun seasoning? You know, it's life to tape. It's the dumb zone. I've got the dumb zone in my ear. It's the dumb zone. Said they're high atop. Dance garage. Yeah, they're high atop. Dance garage. Said they're high atop. Dance garage. It's the dumb zone. I've got the dumb zone in my ears. It's the dumb zone. Makes my work day weird. No puppet. No motherfucking puppet. Said no puppet, no motherfucking Puppet, yeah, no puppet, no puppet, no motherfucking puppet. Said no puppet, no puppet.
What does Blake do?
What does Blake do?
What does Blake do?
What does Blake do? What would you say? What does Blake do? You do here. Listen together. What does Blake do? What would you say? What does Blake do? You do here. Listen together. What does Blake do? What would you say? What does Blake do? You do here. Listen together. What does Blake do? What would you say? You do here. What does Blake do? Listen together.
Do.
What would you say? What does Blake do?
What does Blake do?
You do here.
What does Blake do?
Puppet, no 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 adios. No puppet, 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 no adios. No puppet, 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 no adios. No puppet, 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 adios. No puppet, 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 no adios. No puppet, 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 no adios. No puppet, 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 no adios. No puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no puppet, no
You're listening to The Dumb Zone.
All right. What do we got to promote? Do we have any like events or appearances coming up? Just promote dumbzone.com.
Not really, just the Cowboy streams.
Cowboy stream this Sunday.
We still have room for a couple of them if you're out there and you'd like to join us.
We do?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Looks like we're kind of packed for this weekend.
No, not this one.
Actually,
just one's going
upcoming
forward.
streams.
Oh, okay.
This weekend's locked, bro. I couldn't even get in.
Yeah.
I tried.
I know.
It's like, hey, I'd love to come out there. No, you need to stay at home.
Well, you didn't pay your $6.90.
Okay.
Oh, he pays it every day.
What if I had to pay $690 every time to come in here and
fill in
while Jake's been out?
We'll pay you $50. So
It would help us.
Okay,
It
so
would help
making
us out quite a bit
$50?
if you could.
$6.40.
All right. Let's pick some games right now with our game pickers. We call it D's Picks. DZ Picks. Get it? Thumb zone? No?
I love it. Yeah, I love what you did.
Damn it. Anyway, joining us now, apparently Akash once again.
Big time in us.
I think we need to try and pop him on Sunday night.
Oh, okay.
And say what the heck's going on.
Sure.
Or maybe we'll use harsher language than that. But I'm not sure.
In the 2 weeks he has not been on, he is 5-0 both weeks.
Oh, really?
So something fishy's going on.
Yeah, Akash Singh says he's got a big meeting, big show that they're preparing for Monday. We'll see about that. But joining us, we do have our regular guest pickers. They are Chappie Kemp, Jake's dad, Mike Soroy, and Jasmine, all together.
Hello.
Something feels weird. I feel like we're not on. Can y'all hear us? Because it sounds weird.
Okay, I can't see you, but I can hear
That's
you.
a plus right now. You're winning.
Yeah. Chappie, how's it going, man?
Going good. Going good.
What do you got going on?
Well, I sold my house, so I'm trying to find a rent house close by because this other house is not going to be ready till February. So kind of busy. Gets a little harder at my age.
Well, you're always bitching about something. Before it was that you couldn't sell your house.
That would be true. But I'm not bitching about this one because the other one was starting to get too close. So slap me upside. I'm not bitching about this one.
Okay.
With Chappie's background from his stream, I always feel like he's doing pics from the Russian consulate. You know? Then it just looks real, I don't know, Eastern Bloc.
That's why I couldn't sell it.
Yeah, you're not showing us that classic. What does Jake call it? The decor.
Mm-hmm.
The Texan. If you walk around
Ranch
Chappie's
sacked.
house, what is it called?
Ranch sacked. A lot of turquoise.
No. He's
All right, you guys,
he's
I'll
got
see you
like
next Friday.
he's got like dead animal heads on his wall, and
Yeah, where's all that crap?
It's all Texas decor, correct?
Actually, yeah, that's true. I mean, I've got a big longhorn skull with a copper head wrapped around it and coming out its mouth and eye.
What?
Badass.
No way.
Oh yeah. Yep. I picked that up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. It's really, really cool. It's tough getting it home.
Like, was that custom made or just pulled off the shelf? I feel like there's a lot going on with that.
Well, almost custom, Jasmine. I did request that the rattlesnake be put through its mouth and eye with its fang.
Of course.
But that,
Natural.
yeah, those are real. That's not some, stuffed animal. But Dan's been over here. Not much turquoise. I would say more of a Stockyards, Fort Worth, Brumball, kind of a, just a Western look.
Okay.
Yeah.
Western. Yeah, that's probably the way.
Good enough to get some serious coin. I can tell you that. So there you go.
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
You get 6 figs, bro?
It's on MLS.
How many
You can
Trump
look it up.
coins can Soroy trade for one of those?
I'm paying gold plated.
All right, Chappie, you may have given us a hint on where you will vote, but do you have any Trump coins? Like, you don't seem like the kind of guy that's you might cast your vote in one space, but it just doesn't seem like you'd be throwing a bunch of money at little items. Like, do you have a Trump Bible, like Soroy's mom? No.
No, I don't have any political paraphernalia because I was trying to sell the house.
Okay.
I don't want
Sometimes
somebody
that can
to come
help
in and-
one way or another.
True, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I mean, let's just put it this way. If you believe the way I believe and you went up to New York and put that gear out, you probably wouldn't do very well.
All right there.
Or let's say San Francisco, Chicago, LA. Oh, those are all the far left-wing Democratic cities that are burning. I'm sorry.
All right. Chappie, you look like
There
you
we
just
go.
you look like you just got off work at Foot Locker. What's up with the either that or you're a gondolier in Venice. I'm not sure.
That's pretty funny.
And Soroy, are you still in Florida?
No, I'm back at my home.
Oh, okay.
Got here 2
Welcome
days ago.
back.
Yeah. Thank you, Jasmine. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Chappie. My
Hi,
fellow
dear.
pickers. The
Hello.
No Puppet family. All my fans. Hello. Happy Friday.
And he's
Let me tell you all something.
Tell us.
This is not a joke. I woke up, my tummy hurt this morning just out of nowhere. And I was looking at my watch. I'm like, 12:30. All right, I'll be. And not 5 minutes ago, just barfed for a good 5 minutes straight into the toilet.
What?
Yeah. Violent vomiting just 5 minutes ago.
Your throat does sound like you've been violently vomiting.
Christina got me a Sprite, which apparently does something to help these sorts of things. But I am fighting through it. I'm pulling a war daddy duty to make these picks with y'all today. So just be appreciative.
Can you imagine?
Can you mute, please?
Can you imagine what last night?
I thought about.
Yeah, what did he do last night?
No.
Yeah,
Talked to him on the
nothing
phone
last
yesterday. He sounded fine. He
Yeah,
brought
that's
something.
Soroy though, dude.
I was absolutely fine.
The sun
I
goes
don't know what I
down,
ate.
and Mike Soroy.
He brought back some Florida
Werewolf.
parasite or something.
Turns it-
He's got a tapeworm, an Orlando
that.
tapeworm.
No, yeah, I don't know what it was. There is a chance I have to make a run like right now. And then I was like, I'm sure they probably want me to bring the phone in there.
No, God, no,
I'm not-
absolutely not. Don't.
Why
don't
no,
do that.
you don't? Because you're a normal person, Jasmine. But the rest
No.
of them are like, yeah, dude,
Yeah, we need
do
to see it.
Ugh.
How's the other end?
Funny clip. No. So I feel like hell, but I'm here.
What do you think about Soroy disrespecting us by AirPod toothing? This is a professional radio, professional broadcaster, and I want to see like a setup.
Well,
you're out on a porch.
Yeah.
You got an AirPod
Well, I
in
need
your
some-
right ear.
Yeah.
And that's
He's in portrait mode.
yeah. You don't even turn your.
Blake's gonna hate you.
Don't You don't respect. I don't care about respecting the video as much as I care about respecting the audio. The true great medium of all broadcast audio.
I'm sorry. I literally was almost not going to do this. I almost text Blake. I'm like, F it. I just want to lay down.
You have barf face,
Oh,
though.
Oh no!
Oh no!
I could smell that.
He's gonna throw up.
I don't know what the hell.
I-
I talked to Dan
I-
yesterday. I felt fine. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's I ate something. I
I
don't know
think
what the
you
hell's happening.
guys need to back off of him.
Yeah.
Jesus, thank you, Chappie.
I mean, my God, look at the man.
Thank you.
He even went 5-0 last week. I mean, and he's
I
still.
know.
Did he really?
Yeah.
What a
I'm
champ.
capping through it all. Thank you.
You know, I
Chappie.
was watching
MAGA.
that game. I was
Red
watching
team.
that game you had, Mike, on that lock, and
Yeah.
I think you took Notre Dame, right?
I did, yeah, 6.5.
Yeah, you got that by half a point. I was like, you know, you don't know whether to root for or against someone in these things. It's like, I don't know.
Well, I'm doing all right. I'm kind of honored that you're cheering
you
against
are
me,
doing
Chappie. That's the sweetest.
You have anything?
Freaking-
You have anything on last night's game, Chappie?
I did. I lost. I had the Bucks +2, 2 minutes and 39 seconds. They had the ball, so I didn't feel good about it, but I didn't feel bad about it. And then when it went into overtime, I was like, damn.
Dude, did anybody have Kirk Cousins on their fantasy team? What the was that?
500 yards.
That's insane.
500 yards. I don't know.
500 yards.
I lost last
Nothing to be proud of, son.
All right. Should we pick some games? What we do here, let's take a look at the standings, see how everybody's doing.
Let's.
You got that, Rob? Can you pull that up? I think Chappie is no longer on top of the standings. Look at that. An overall record of 14-6 has Mike Soroy. So every week we pick the Cowboy game, we pick a triple play, and a knockout. That's just pick the winner. That's how easy. It's just so easy.
Yeah.
I'm 1-3 in the knockouts. I finally won a knockout. Our knockout league, our Dumb Zone knockout league, started with 700 people. It's down to 40
Jesus.
by week 5, or after week 4. It's incredible. Chappie is second place, 12-8. So Soroy beating Chappie. That's why Chappie's rooting against you.
Yeah.
This is
Soroy's
Chappie's
out here.
thing. Like
Just
if
puking
Chappie
and
doesn't
taking
win
names.
this, you have to understand you would be on suicide watch. Like he's this is his this is what he wears as his thing. Akash is doing quite well, not showing up on the show. He's tied with Chappie.
What's up with that? That's very sus.
I'm going to agree on the sus assess right there.
Okay.
Blake, now we get into all the losing records. Blake at 8 and
Screw
12.
you too.
Jasmine at 7 and 13. Dan at 6 and 14. And Jake / whoever is betting for Jake. Danny's not helping. Danny's helping out on the regular day-to-day show way more than he is Jake's picks. Because Jake is at 5 and 15. Are we just giving Jake so he's going to walk back in here and
Yes.
you've got the crappiest record and he can't do anything about it?
That was my intention.
Like, hey, don't leave for a month.
Yeah, that's what you get.
Yes.
You leave the show for a month, you come back in last place. You're welcome.
Yeah. You agree with that, Chappie, being a blood relative of Jake?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You didn't even skip a beat.
Thought you might want to stand up for your boy.
No, neither one of them boys would do it. Yeah, no.
Have a little
there's no
sympathy
sympathy.
for the guy? No?
Yeah, no. That went out the window when I got busted for betting on Pee Wee football.
Who took that bet?
I mean, I try to
bookie is-
do what I can, but no. That's not.
Did you actually bet on Pee Wee football?
Absolutely.
Did
I
you
did it
question
every
that,
weekend.
Dan? Of
Yeah,
course
well,
you
I know
did.
Joe Kemp was quite the athlete. And so
Let me tell you what. When Joe was, in the first and second grade, he just missed the first grade by 2 weeks. So when he started the first grade, he was basically 7, right?
is that old
And
for
it
first grade?
It was pretty quick that you realized that he was an athlete. And back then, and still probably now, the best player on a Pee Wee football team is the quarterback because they just run the ball. So I knew what he could do. So whenever we had, some people, yeah, sure, I'd go across over the other side of the sidelines, fish around for some chunk dads. And
Amazing.
I'd do prop bets. I even had it going on where I did some parlays, and I'd have to walk about a half a mile to another field to see what was going on. While
So
his
hold on,
game
how
was
would you
playing.
prop bet a Pee Wee game? Though? Like, what were some of those prop bets?
Well, a couple of them were just, Jasmine, straight running yards, how much you could get. Another one is, if you had an X on your helmet, you couldn't be in the backfield because you were too heavy. Well, I would always find a way. Joe was right there on the margins. I'd take the tape off his helmet, so there was a prop bet as if I could get him in at the backfield or not. So we had some good stuff going on. That was a long time ago.
Golly, Chappie, you were just
Once their athletic ability presented itself, how much money did you make betting against Jake's team?
fair. Very
Because he
fair.
looks like an athlete. He's a
Yeah.
big guy. He looks athletic, but then,
You know what? That's really cool, but eventually it gets to high school and then college, and it's I saw Joe get hit so hard it made me sick for 4 months. So it always ends up not quite as glamorous as it starts.
Got to have the
He-
stomach
he-
for that. You got to have the stomach
yeah,
for
he's
that
a
fight.
good player, but
Don't
I was
trigger
setting.
Soroy. Don't say that. It'll
Yeah,
trigger him
take
too.
it easy.
I was sitting right there in Houston when he got that hit against the Cougars, and I literally couldn't sleep for a couple of months. It was the sickest thing I've ever seen. So
Did it
yeah,
break his arm, or did he
it
break
shattered
something?
his collarbone.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
And that's
Yeah.
how he lost his starting job and never would recover it?
I'd probably say, but the guy that one of his best friends played 12 years in the league with New Orleans and Tampa Bay. So, it might have been a matter of time.
Ryan Griffin.
I mean,
yeah.
Joe was so versatile, he flipped over to receiver. I mean, he was a good athlete.
Yeah. No, we got an old clip, I think, of Mike Leach calling that a play with Joe Kemp at receiver, don't we? I'll see if I can find that before we're done here. But we should start and pick some games. Let's look around the NFL, pick some games. So like I said, what you have to do every week is pick the Cowboy game. Steelers favored by 1 on our thing. Is that what? Yeah. Pick your triple play and pick your lock of the week.
Oh, Chappie is typing away. He's checking that spread.
It's capping to the last second. I love it.
You want to go first,
I'm ready.
Soroy, since you're all like,
Oh,
oh,
Lord.
I'm sick, my butt hurts.
I'm inching. I started outside. I'm inside. I'm inching my way toward the bathroom as we progress on. So we'll see where this ends. Yeah, I'll go first. Let's do Cowboy game. Cowboys Steelers. I am absolutely fading the Cowboys again. Give me the Steelers -1. Although their Steelers O-line sucks and their running game is bad, but Cowboys D-line sucks as well with the injury. So give me. Ooh, is Chappie writing my picks down? I like that if he is. I heard that. I'll take the Steelers -1 in that one. My triple play is going to be. See, I learned a lesson. I bet against Louisville last week, 6.5, and Notre Dame won, and they covered, and I it all came through. But Louisville's better than I thought they were, and they're at home against SMU, who's kind of smashed TCU, and they look pretty good. So I don't know why the hell Louisville's 6.5-point favorite. There's something fishy there, but they look good, and they don't turn the ball over. And I'm taking Louisville to cover 6.5 against SMU this weekend. And then the lock of the century of the week, I'm not going to be alone on this one. I'm taking the Seattle Seahawks. I haven't used them yet. Matchups aren't that great toward the end of the year, and no Malik Neighbors for the Giants. So 3 green ones. Put them on the board, Blake.
Well, you don't need my approval. You need Chappie's approval.
That's not exactly right now, but I get you.
Oh,
okay. I thought he had more words to say.
They just sleep mode.
He fell asleep.
He just got an offer on the house on his phone.
You want to go, Blake?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and get mine out of the way.
Don't have that attitude.
I am 0-4 picking Cowboys games. So
Wow.
there's a lot of debate.
pressure.
Yeah, a lot of debate. So I'm not going to try to trick myself or anything. I'm just going to go with the chalk. Give me the Steelers. Cowboys are depleted. Justin Fields will run everywhere. The Cowboys, no way they cover. For my triple play, this one is weird because the number 10 team in the nation, the Michigan Wolverines, are getting points against Washington. That spread is 1.5 right now for us. I don't know.
It's got to be at.
It's at Washington.
And Washington lost everybody.
They lost everybody. They just lost to Rutgers.
Yes, they screwed me
this
year.
is a really weird line.
What's going on? There's something no Vegas knows.
I know, but there's no way. Michigan getting a point on the road. Give me the Wolverines.
What do you think that's all about, Chappie? I don't know that you follow college as hard as you follow the NFL.
No, I watch them both really close, including Pee Wee. But Michigan, they don't have a quarterback. They keep going back and forth between the two. But I would tend with Blake. I think Michigan's going to win that game outright.
Yeah, the other thing is they're playing on the West Coast, so for them it's a 9 a.m. game, and they don't do well on the West Coast, but they're still Michigan. I still think they can beat Washington.
9 a.m. football always messes me up.
And then for the knockout, I haven't used them yet. Give me the 49ers. They're getting some guys back. Don't listen to their injury report. Kittle will play. Purdy's really good. Give me the 49ers for knockout.
Okay. What say you, Jasmine?
Here's what I say. I'll keep it short and sweet because, less women talking sports is always a plus.
That's what Dan always says.
Yep.
I know. Listen.
Why add the word sports after it?
Ooh, good point. Good point. Okay, do not give me the Cowboys. That thing's a heaping turd dumpster fire. Everybody's hurt. Everything sucks. We're done. So give me the Steelers -1. My lock/triple play of the week, I'm going back to college football because I picked the Steelers last week. They screwed me. So I'm going number 25, Texas A&M, to beat number 9, Missouri, and cover that spread. So give me Texas A&M -2.5. And then my knockout, I'm with Soroy. Seahawks are absolutely going to beat the Giants, 1,000%. So that's my knockout.
All right. Danny?
The goal is to keep Jake in the cellar for when he returns on Monday.
So pick
I will
Cowboys.
continue that. Dallas is going to beat Pittsburgh. but I'm picking Pittsburgh. I know that doesn't make any sense.
See, you're messing with karma because if your goal is to do that, then you're okay.
You see what I'm doing here, right? All right, give me.
You're just absolving yourself of anything.
100%.
Yeah.
It's my last time to pick games, so I'm going to make this one count. All right, for triple play, this is going to be me versus Mike Soroy.
Oh.
Yep. I grew up a Navy brat. Mike Soroy so heroically served our country in the Air Force. Navy is at Air Force. Navy is favored by 10. Navy is going to cover that and smash Air Force. You're going down, Mikey. Do you hear me?
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So you were in the Air Force?
You didn't know this?
You didn't know that?
Yes,
Yeah.
I was in the Air Force.
You were? What's it like flying one of those fighter planes?
You might want to ask him what's it like stirring that pot of beans.
Well, I mean, you were in the Air. Certainly, how many flights did you take?
How many flights have I been on in
Like,
my life?
what's it like to land one of those planes? I mean,
I was just on one 2 days ago. I was on one Air Force plane, a big C-5, flying to the Middle East. So it was a long-ass flight. That's the only actual Air Force plane I flew on. And
you
no,
flew
I did not
on. You
pilot
didn't
it.
fly it? Wait, I don't understand. I thought you were in the Air Force.
Jesus.
Just say you did.
It's like 98.7% of people in the Air Force are not pilots. Probably higher than that,
okay.
actually.
So you're a 2%er, or you're not a 2%er.
I'm in the. I was in the chair force.
Chap.
That counts.
What does Joe Kemp think of Air Force people, Chappie? Joe, not only was Joe's another guy, great athlete, great looking guy, probably a giant hog. I don't know if Chappie can comment on that, but we don't like guys like this. He's really smart, but he's also a Marine.
Right.
So he's like, I'm not going to join the Air Force, the chair force. Like, he looks down upon the Air Force, doesn't he?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
It's hard to deny.
No, I you know what? The funny thing I found out about, and I didn't even realize it, is a lot of the different branches really don't like each other. I mean, that's not Air Force to Navy or Army to this. It's like, I didn't realize that until he got into it. And then I'd be out and about and I'd say, yo. And they said, oh, I'm sorry. Or something. I'm like, what do you mean? My son's in the Army. I said, oh. But I don't know.
How did you escape the military?
I got bed bugs from an Army guy.
You got bed bugs?
I did from an Army guy. He was an asshole.
I think we call those crabs.
No, it wasn't crabs, Danny. It was not crabs. I will tell you, this was the weirdest. Okay, so I had this, hear me out. So I had this weird, and I think Chickering knows this story. I had this weird bump on my knee. I went and got it looked at. They scoped it. There was a bed bug swimming around in it. Oh my God, y'all. And this is right after I had broken up with this dude. So then, of course, I had to do like the test on my bed, and there were it was disgusting.
You had
I
a
to,
bed
like, burn
bug
everything.
swimming in your knee?
I had one. I wish I had the video, but it was like swimming around in my knee. It was the grossest thing I've ever seen in my life. But it was my knee. And
I think we just lost Soroy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Sorry. Yeah, I have a scar from it. It's disgusting. So yeah,
Hold
Army
on,
guys.
though. So you're saying that he came to your house, he was in
Yes.
your bed.
In my bed.
And he transported bed bugs on his body somehow.
Yeah, that doesn't seem
No one's
logical.
buying this.
No.
Like, that doesn't seem like the most logical way.
you.
Now, the crab
No,
thing
and then
makes
I started-
sense.
Sure.
No,
You can travel
shut
with
up,
those.
It's not a crap. So I started doing some research, and there were Reddit threads of girls who had dated Army guys. It's a whole culture of like guys, these Army guys giving girls bed bugs. I'm not kidding you. It's on Reddit.
Oh, it's on Reddit.
It's like a whole thing.
Okay.
It's a whole thing. It was not an STD.
I have a lawyer in here today, McCool. So Reddit, that's locked in, right? If you're on the stand and you say it was on Reddit, it's all over.
Yeah. So it's Supreme Court cases, Reddit, against everything else right after that.
Okay.
I'm
Well, it was on
telling you,
Reddit.
It's a thing. It's a thing. Even my doctor was like, "Yes, I've seen cases like this. I'm not joking. I promise you."
So look, we're sure that Jasmine's never had crabs.
I never have had crabs. Do
Sure.
not start that rumor. I've
No,
never had crabs.
that's fine.
And I'll take Vikings over Jets as my lock. I'm done.
Okay. Akash did give his picks, so since he's like 5-0 the last 2 weeks, you want to give those for us?
Yeah, let's see what he's got. He is going with the Steelers. He is triple playing the Packers, who are -3 in LA. And for his knockout, he's going Commanders over the Browns.
Okay. Let me go now because Chappie has to round us off because that's the ones people really want. But I will pick the Pittsburgh Steelers. Too many injuries for the Cowboys. My triple play, I thought there was a lot of tastiness on the board this weekend, Chappie. I really like the Vikings. Excuse me. They're 4-0 against the spread this year. The Jets are beat up. I kind of think Sam Darnold, look, he's done it 4 weeks in a row now. It's not like that Carolina run when he could only get 3 good weeks out of him. He's got 4 weeks. Maybe Sam Darnold is good. I don't know. Oh, wait, there's a little bed bug on me.
Shut up. Shut up.
It's a crab.
But
It's not a crab.
I feel like too many variables in that London game. I don't trust the London game. I hate the London game. Never picked one of those correctly. I also really like the Ravens at the Bengals. It's only 1.5. But I also don't like those division games. Like the rivalry game, Ravens-Bengals, Ravens-Browns. Well, usually the Browns, you know what's going on. But still. So I'm going to go with Monday night. One of those big spreads this year that it seems like the... Do you have the numbers off top of your head, Chappie, since you look at them all? The 5.5-point favorites at home are not good.
Yeah.
What's that?
Right now, yeah. I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Go ahead.
Seattle right now is -6.5, but that's what's been blowing everybody out of these knockout leagues. Is,
right.
You know, big time heavy points are actually losing the game.
Not even the knockout leagues, just covering the spread.
Yeah.
Like any of these big spreads at home have not been good. Kansas City, they win every game by 2 points. New Orleans, maybe I still have Cowboy residual from that game, being shocked by watching how great they were, but I just feel like they'll put up some points. Kansas City will put up some points. I think Kansas City will probably win the game, but who knows? Maybe New Orleans can win that thing. Kansas City's going to lose something this year. Maybe it'll be Monday night at home. So give me my triple play is the New Orleans Saints.
Hell yeah.
To cover that 5.5. And my knockout, which I'm terrible at, I'm 1-3 this year. I kind of wanted to go with Seattle, but then everybody else is doing that. So let me go back to, I do think the Ravens will win that game. So give me the Baltimore Ravens. I haven't taken them yet at Cincinnati, and that is my knockout pick. But you seriously shouldn't listen to that because I'm not good at that. And now, the reason we do this. What do you got, Chappie?
Well, I joined you with the knockout. I'm 1-3, and I ran a couple of little knockouts with Blake and whatnot, and lost those as well. I have not done well on knockouts. My locks are 3-1, and Cowboys I'm 50-50 at 500. So I would say one thing before I get into mine that the Vikings are -2.5 overseas against the Jets. And I looked it up. The favorites overseas do very well. And I think some of it's probably because it's just a better team and they just stand up with all the schedule changes a little better. Maybe the rigor of the travel, 6-8 hours time. I don't know what it is, but the numbers are pretty alarming. So you may want to keep that in your back pocket moving forward, that a favorite overseas, the winning percentage is It's pretty high. That's against the line. That's not money line. Okay, so I'll start out with the Cowboy game. I'm going to take the Cowboys.
Why?
They have nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing. Neither does Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got a tremendous defense that's slapping up about 14 points a game.
But don't you think we have nothinger than they're nothing?
It could be. Could be. That's like if you get rid of your seventh ex-wife, was it worse or better than the fifth? I mean, it's going to cost you either way. You know, Mike Tomlin is fine with a barroom fight. I don't know where Derrick Henry, why he doesn't have a star on his helmet, but that's a whole nother matter. But I do think, you know, Dallas would have won the game last week. I mean, covered the line last week if, you know, Aubrey could hit a 50-yard field goal. But
well, I heard
the
about that from
Steelers-
some of my buddies in Cleveland. Because when I was in Cleveland, I was telling him how this guy's a robot. He's automatic. He makes everything 50, 60. It doesn't matter. He will make every kick. And, yeah, I had a guy hit me up yesterday because he lost a considerable amount on the Cowboys last week on that same kick.
I know.
Yeah.
I think that was rigged. That
And the
was,
way that game was setting up
You think that
toward
was
the
rigged?
end,
yes.
you know, you were already calculating that,
election.
okay, this looks like this is going to be a good field goal opportunity, and this is going to be it. Anyway, I'm taking the Cowboys +1. I think it's going to be an ugly game. But I've really been following Pittsburgh. You can say what you want about Justin Fields and this and that, but it'll be an interesting game. It will not be, you know, some high scoring affair, but I'm going to take the Cowboys +1.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, do you like the under? It's
I do.
44, right? Yeah.
Yep, I do. You know, watch it be 86 and somebody go, what are you talking about? But I'm going to take the Cowboys plus the point. My knockout, which I have not been good at, but I'm going to take Seattle for the various reasons that Mike and everybody else has mentioned. I think I don't even think Neighbors is going to make the trip in the protocol with his injury. So I'm going to take Seattle as my knockout. And then my lock of the week, I'm going to go down to a city that I used to live in Houston, and I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills -1 to beat
I like
the
it.
Houston Texans. You know,
I like it.
a lot of time betting, if you look at betting, it's what do you remember last? And what you remember last is the Ravens just boat racing, the Bills with Henry ripping off 199 yards and Lamar Jackson and this and that. But the reality of it is the Texans are 3-1. They struggled against Jacksonville. They struggled against Chicago. They struggled against Indianapolis. Something's different with them this year. Maybe it's the sophomore jinx with C.J. Stroud. I'm not sure what it is, but they're not putting up a lot of points. They put up 19.8 points in 4 games. The Bills have put up 30.5. I think to tie this up, I think it's a get right back game for the Bills. I think they circled the wagons. I think that they were entirely embarrassed on primetime standalone single game TV. And I think they're going to come in and I think they're probably going to maybe win by 7, maybe 8, somewhere, maybe 5. I don't know. But I think right now the Bills are a better team currently than the Texans. So I'm going to take as my lock of the week the Bills -1 on the road against the Texans.
Chappie's Lock of the Week.
All right, well, thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you.
How you feeling, Mike?
Not so good.
Oh, we don't even have a
He's
video
doing the
on him.
throat thing. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
He's in the bathroom.
Oh, no.
Flip it.
Are you kneeling or sitting?
Mike's in the bathroom.
Don't worry about it. Just good luck with all of our plays. I hope we all win them all. Bye.
All right, guys.
Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad.
All right, bye, Jasmine. Bye,
Bye.
Chappie. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right.
Amazing. Amazing.
Here's Jake with the Dumb Zone News.
Boy, what a juxtaposition of a couple of weeks ago. He's broadcasting from his mom's pool with flamingos and just living life with beer, and now he's got it coming out of both ends. Good times.
That's the life of Soroy.
Who got awakened at 4:50 this morning by their damn phone?
Not me.
Dan?
Yeah, I thought I had all those things turned off, but apparently you have to separately turn off the blue alert.
I didn't know that.
From the.
Did you even know what a
Amber alert?
blue alert was? We know what a silver alert is. That's when old folks go missing. The Amber alert obviously is the main one.
No, I had to search it this morning.
Yeah, so got an article here that kind of explains it. So a blue alert, it's one of several public safety alerts that are issued by the state when authorities need help with finding someone who is either severely injured or killed a police officer. So at about 4:50 this morning, and there's no mistaking what that sound is. And thankfully I did have my ringer or the audio portion of my phone turned off, but that vibration just is nonstop until you disengage it yourself. But, the blue alert got issued for a suspect that's wanted out of Memphis, Texas. This is a small town up in the Panhandle. Another thing, do you ever notice the Amber alerts that you get are typically about from 500 miles away?
See, that's the problem. That's the problem with something being Texas-wide.
I mean, the state is as big as the UK.
Yeah, so it's like if you're in Ohio and somebody goes missing in New York, you
Right.
get an alert. Like, that doesn't make any sense. What are we going to do about this?
Well, I don't know, write a letter. 33-year-old Seth Altman is the wanted suspect, and I guess he assaulted a cop. He's a big guy, 6'2", 220.
Did they get him?
And he was last seen on foot around 11 p.m. last night, somewhere in Memphis. That's a tiny town. It's out there southeast of Amarillo. And they said he was heading towards US 287. Now
Is that where we ate lunch?
Pretty much, yeah.
Amarillo?
That's a what? I thought you meant off 287.
No, on the way out to California, we stopped and met some people and ate lunch. Was it Amarillo?
Yeah.
Okay.
We made it by morning.
Damn it. I love you and I hate you. 287's a big stretch, and that does head into the Metroplex, so that could kind of give you a reason to why we got that here in the DF-Dub. But apparently this guy shot a cop. He shot a Memphis police officer who was trying to serve a warrant. He's apparently in stable condition in Lubbock. So that's why, 4:50 this morning. Now, the alerts, typically there's a blackout period where the alerts cannot go out, even Amber alerts. You're not supposed to get your Amber alerts after between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m.
Oh, really?
But when it comes to, they kind of use their own discretion for the blues. So if it has to do with a cop, they'll wake your ass out of bed.
Okay, 287. We were on 287 yesterday.
Yeah. That's out there near Waxahachie. But, yeah, that stretches all the way across. That's a big old highway, old Texas highway, Dan. But a law enforcement officer must have been killed or seriously injured by an offender. That's why you get a
We
blue
don't want
alert.
that.
No.
But are they expecting us to assemble at 4 a.m. and
Well, it's just to
hit
be
the road
vigilant, I guess. It
find
says they also the investigating law enforcement agency must determine that the offender poses a serious risk or threat to the public and other law enforcement personnel. So it's basically just saying, here's a description, here's what the guy looks like, here's his name, his age, and be on the lookout. Supposed to provide a description of his vehicle, tag number, partial tag. That's got to be available to the public. Anyway, that's why we woke up at 4:50 this morning. Let's have some fun. I don't know why this story just keeps on giving, but it does. We've talked about the brouhaha, the brawl that happened on stage between lead singer and guitar player of Jane's Addiction, Perry Farrell and Dave Navarro, respectively. And apparently their guitar tech, guy that works closely with the band, he's on the side of the stage tuning instruments and handing Dave his guitars. And usually a tech and their guitar player are really close friends. You just don't randomly grab some union guy. It's a guy that you go way back with.
Is that like your caddy?
Kind of, yeah, very much so. Very much so. So he's clearly going to be on Team Dave. Well, he decided to share on video an isolated mic track of Perry Farrell before and leading up to the moment where he went over and started trying to punch his guitar player.
Hell yeah.
Now I think Rob's going to pop up the video here in a moment. Let me know, Rob, when you're ready. What you're going to see and hear is the isolated mic of the lead singer as he's nearing the brawl. And there will be a voice kind of narrating what's going on. That's the guitar tech. That's him describing kind of what's happening as the video is going on. But this is so funny. Check it out.
You can hear the band a bit in the background. Yeah. He's in the wrong spot.
Wanna be more like the ocean. I'm not talking baby or action. No, I'm talking.
Can we pause?
Wrong spot.
People pay money to hear that?
Is that how he really sounds?
It sounds like his voice, but he's clearly messed up. Like he's all warbly.
But this
and
is
all
what
over
the
place.
people there heard, or
No. This is an isolated mic. So you're hearing his vocal mic picking up all of the amps and other crap on stage. The people are going to be hearing a more fuller defined sonic experience.
Okay, so they process this and make it sound better.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is just his mic channel that they
this is
pulled
horrible.
the stem. It's very terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this how most sound before?
Yeah, could they give me a big, deep voice?
No. I mean, look, if you're going to get up in front of band, I would expect that you're probably better at your job than he was on that particular night.
Okay.
But,
all right.
But here's where it gets really good. Stop. No, that was the narrator.
That sounds just frustration, but check this out.
Fuck these motherfuckers!
The band.
Fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck him!
Who's he yelling about?
I don't know. His band.
It looks weird because he's like 60.
That's when he hits Dave, pushes Dave. Punch.
Stop.
There you go.
And then he starts attacking him.
Why is it cool when James Brown does that sound? But when Perry Farrell does it, we play it on the radio.
It just looks like
on the
if
podcast.
he was 24, that would look cool.
Right now, maybe.
No doubt. Fuck him. So good.
Like, are they punk rock?
Adjacent. I wouldn't. They're more alternative.
I just wonder what it would look like if Gibby is doing his thing now.
Yeah.
You know, like that. Like, that did not look, I don't know, it looked weird. It looked like Grandpa was up there trying to do something.
Gibby's older than Perry Farrell. Probably by a few years. Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah.
I used to love them, man. Back in the 80s, I thought they were fun.
Fuck them! Fuck him!
But that was the best he sounded all night.
I know, dirty words. We've got another video to play you that may have some dirty words. I'll give you a minute to pull that Twitter video. A man and a woman traveling together on an American Airlines flight from Miami to Charlotte got into some type of disagreement. It's fine. Got into some type of disagreement during the flight. They're sitting in first class, and somebody started filming when they heard the commotion. And apparently what happened is the man and her were arguing, and the man put his hands on her. And like I said, they were traveling together. That's when other passengers got up and started getting in the dude's face. And if you're ready, Rob, we can show you at least the first 20 seconds.
Do not fucking touch her. I don't give a fuck. Fucking hands off of her right now. You fucked up. Touch her again, you're gonna get fucking arrested. Look at me, you fucked up. You fucking touch her.
Thinks because he's the goddamn. Yeah, but he thinks because he's a.
She sounds about half in the bag. I don't know what started this, but the guy that she's traveling with said, you couldn't really hear it there, but he says that he was assaulted by her and claims that she slapped him. And she replied, no, you weren't assaulted. I put my hand over your mouth to make you shut up. So maybe this guy was just whipping her ass on the phone with conversation that she didn't want to hear. She tries to cover his mouth, and he gets mad and gets aggressive with her. Other people jump up and start threatening to beat his ass.
Are they together?
They were traveling
Okay,
together.
yeah.
But that's about it. It's pretty calm after that initial 20 seconds. But
man, back in my day, if you needed to backhand your lady, you backhanded your lady, you know? I mean, that's the way you just had to handle things.
I think your lawyer needs to step in here.
Oh.
Yeah, just
okay.
Go ahead, please.
Oh, just probably shouldn't confess that. That's all.
I said back in my day.
Oh, that's right. Back in my day.
Back in my day, that's just the way society handled things.
I see. Right.
You know?
You sound like Sean Connery.
That's
Remember
what we
that
all-
interview?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Never with a closed fist, always with an open hand. Barbara, sometimes you need to just slap the shit out of your woman. Never with a closed fist, always with an open hand.
You did an interview in which you said, not the worst thing to slap a woman now and then. As I remember, you said you don't do it with a clenched fist, it's better to do it with an open hand. Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I didn't love that.
I haven't changed my opinion.
You haven't?
No, not at all.
You think it's good to slap a woman?
No, I don't think it's good.
You don't think it's bad?
I don't think it's that bad. I think that it depends entirely on the circumstances and if it merits it. Yeah.
What would merit it?
Well, if you have tried everything else, and women are pretty good at this, they can't leave it alone. They don't want to have the last word, and you give them the last word, but they're not happy with the last word. They want to say it again and get into a really provocative situation. Then I think it's absolutely right.
I mean, it's not me that said it. It's James Bond. If James Bond can't be our leader, who can?
When you've tried everything else.
I mean, logically, he said he's tried everything else.
And that species,
like I asked you twice.
That species is really good at getting under your skin.
I mean, it's just women.
They have to have the last word.
You know, you can't live with them.
I mean, they named the damn dog Indiana.
All right.
I love how it starts with the interviewer like, yeah, you want to come clean and you want to apologize about this?
I still feel that way.
No.
That's Barbara Walters, right? Isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah. Is it Barbara? Sounds like her.
I believe so.
But for an altercation to happen on a plane, what would it take for you, Dan McDowell, to get out of your seat and intervene? Because there were a lot of guys up there like ready to whip some ass.
Yeah, I know. And is that because you're with your lady and, obviously everybody's against this thing. So you're with your lady and then something happens and then another guy jumps in, but you have to now show your lady, you know what? I'm also really against the domestic violence type thing. So let me go over there and I'm going to, like I got to kind of show support for the cause here.
Not me.
Well, first I'd take a look at the guy and make sure that he wasn't bigger than me.
Right.
But yeah, I'm more of the, what if somebody else handled this?
Dan would have followed up "Let's roll" on Delta 15 with "I'm good."
Yeah,
Y'all go ahead.
Delta 15 isn't the fake pot, right? What is that?
That's Delta 8.
Okay.
9. 8?
Delta 9?
9. 9.
I'm good. Terrorism's not that bad. I don't have to get up, do I?
Let's hear him out first.
Well, you know.
Let's find out where we're going.
I mean, why do you feel this way?
I love DC.
Feel what? But not intervening?
No, that's what I would say to the terrorists. Like, what's made you this way? What if we talk this out a little bit? I'd have had him land it.
Dan's trying
Although
to
they were like,
reason with
look, we never trained landing.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the bit?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
They just seemed real disinterested in learning how to land.
When they were taking those classes, that didn't send a red flag.
Yeah, later on they're like, that was a red flag.
And why do they just want to fly?
We don't need to know how to take off either.
Nah.
We're good.
Can we just go to the middle part?
Yeah.
We just want that.
Teach me how to steer.
Yeah, steer it into things.
That's the news, Dan.
Oh.
I'm ready for some
Well, the
birthdays
Dumb
and
Zone
history.
News. Like and subscribe.
Got picks coming up with Chappie.
Okay, I do have some viewer mail birthdays that I didn't get to earlier. I don't think we have picks coming up, unless I just totally hallucinated, which I might have.
Some people skip to the middle of the show and then start it.
I might have have had an acid flashback.
What?
Let's see here. Dan and Jake. Writing to share huge birthday wishes for my husband, Scott, who has his Bill Bates birthday today. I think I'm doing that right. 40. I don't know his subscriber number, but he keeps me updated on you like friends.
Well, I bet she loves that every day. So, did you, man, Dan and those guys, they were out in Waxahachie today. It was great. Oh, cool, honey.
I even get to join in on the times I'm a passenger princess, and I will comment that I understand how they came up with that name of the podcast.
Yeah.
He loves coming out to Dallas events like the Rangers game or live recording, and he even got involved in a certain White Rock tortoise rescue a couple of years ago. Anyway, thanks for keeping him company. Stuff, birthday wishes. Here's a picture from our New Orleans wedding from Lauren. That was Laurel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Laurel. Or Yanni.
No way.
That didn't make any sense, did it?
No.
Did you ever hear Yanni?
No.
I don't think anyone ever did. Do you remember the Laurel Yanni bit?
No.
What the hell you been doing? Dear Uncle Snatch Tickler, father of 2 he-hims here. My birthday is October 4th. This year is my Seattle Supersonics Ray Allen birthday. The Bronco from Sam at Prosper Ford is my leader. More reheated salmon plates in the den from Eatsy's and more Dingu. Love you long time. DZ Subby Day 3, 1817. Hunter Gray. Dear Uncle Roast Beef, please wish my brother Brian Dan, him, a happy birthday. His leaders are Kip and Bodie and the dog that was pleasured in Jake's presence. We did that was on Wednesday's show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Not the lost episode, but the first recording. Let's see here. Since I pay your salary. Oh no, I'm going to have to search for this real quick. I would like you to have William Pace sing Happy Birthday for him. Keep what you're doing, Playboy. Doing what you're doing. And chase that money. And was I able to find William Pace in the time that I kind of read the end of that there? I don't think I was.
He's sung Happy Birthday to us before?
As a matter of fact, he did, but I can't find it. Can you? Or you want to just sit there staring at the effing camera?
It seems like you're further along in this process than I am.
Well, why wouldn't you start it at least? You guys are just sitting there.
Because I don't want to show you up.
With your wing. Unbelievable.
Nope.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
That's from Jonathan Dan.
Happy birthday.
Jonathan Dan. His last name is Dan?
Yeah.
It's weird. Never heard that before.
You've heard of Daniels?
Yeah, last name Daniels, but not Dan.
It's just the familiar. Sup boners. A few more. Wanted to wish myself happy 34th. It was 2 weeks ago. My leader is the duck that won a prize on CNN yesterday. More Danny from Andrew. Yeah, I was watching my CNN 5 Things this morning. The last story was about a cute beaver. I swear to God, it's always like some animal or something.
They try to leave you on a high or something?
Yeah, it's kind of like the regular news.
I did laugh about that last night.
There's always like a fluff story at the end of the regular news.
It's Dan winging it, trying to make up something random. A duck.
I feel like ducks are high.
Won a prize. Right?
You wouldn't believe it. Dear enlightened barefoot monk Dan, today is my son's Rowdy on the Cowboys birthday.
Okay.
His leaders are his 44-year-old dad's Viagra prescription, his 30-year-old Asian mom's sweet breast milk, and Blake's non-threatening Southern Belle voice.
Man, 44 and 30.
That's nothing.
I know y'all give Chappie flack for mentioning his NFL neighbor, but didn't you, Dan, at the old workplace casually name drop Shin Soo Choo as your neighbor?
Mm-hmm.
And Sroy used to mention Sean Lee was his neighbor.
And
give Chappie a break from DF David in Dubai.
Yeah, Jake lives next to Dat Win.
Yeah. I have only dropped that just to point out that Shin Soo Choo bought 2 houses next door to each other, ripped them both down, and then made one big giant house.
That's awesome.
That is cool.
It is cool.
I live
Wish I
next
could
to
do that.
I live next to Brad, who lives by himself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Brad Wilkerson.
Great neighbor. No, just Brad.
And dear open-faced roast beef sandwich Punisher, Sunday is my Andrew Economos plus Robert Parrish birthday. It would make my day to get a shout-out. My wife promises to give me a cowgirl moosing.
If?
It's his birthday.
Oh, just because? Just because it's his birthday. That's nice.
My leader is Jake's pronunciation of the word check. More everything and less everything. Love, Brian.
How does Jake pronounce check?
I don't know.
Will we ever find out?
Tune in Monday.
Probably not.
Will we find out Monday? No one knows.
The Dumb Zone presents Today in History.
Today is Friday, October 4th. On this day in 1970, oh man, I need to text Mike Turley. Because on this day in 1970, rock singer Janis Joplin found dead in her Hollywood hotel room. She was 27.
Yes, the age of 27.
Is there like a variety of rockers found dead at that very age?
Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Joplin, I think Mama Cass, and
didn't she choke on a ham sandwich?
Jim Morrison in the 27? I think so.
Who choked on the ham sandwich? Mama Cass?
Mama Cass, allegedly, but I don't think it's true.
You were in that hotel room, right, Dan? You got room service there.
That's right. I had the other half of the ham sandwich.
Nice.
On this day in 1976, Secretary of Agriculture Earl Butz resigned in the wake of a controversy over an obscene joke he made that was derogatory to black people.
Oh, I can't imagine.
And he was like,
what?
Now we can't, like, what? Okay, I guess 76 is the time.
Oh, I'm the one who crossed the line.
Right.
What was it?
It had something to do with warm something.
Place to do your number 2.
Yeah. You want to read it, Blake? You want to search it in Dutch pentameter? Let's see. Let's search joke and see if I can just say it. Oh, here we go. There's two. Under the Earl Butts Wikipedia, it says scandals and resignation. And under it, it says Pope joke and racist joke. So,
A Pope and a racist go into a bar.
at the 1974 World Food Conference in Rome, Butts made fun of the Pope's opposition to population control by quipping in a mock Italian accent, "He no play of the game, he no make of the rules." And apparently he had to issue a statement.
It's pretty funny.
That he did not intend to impugn the motives or the integrity of any religious group, ethnic group, or religious leader. He stated that media outlets had taken this portion of his statement out of their context, which was that of retelling a joke. Look, I do the same joke as Chris Rock, and all of a sudden, I'm the racist.
His racist joke begins with, "I'll tell you what the coloreds want."
I need that, Dan. 147. What do they want, Blake?
Do you think
How many things do they
anything
want?
that follows here is
Right.
going to be cool?
Yeah. What are the three things they wanted, Blake?
He says, it's three things. First, a tight pussy. Second, loose shoes. And third, a warm place to shit.
There was the one I was thinking about.
I mean,
why do we limit that to a certain sect of people?
Right.
Says then he was forced out of the cabinet.
Because that's all they aspire to.
Yeah, they're totally alone in those three things.
Yeah. On this day in 1980, Minnie Minoso, at the age of 57, became the second player to appear in games over 5 decades. You know what I should have done is search for the first. Do you know who would have done that? Has to be somebody that played in the 1800s.
Satchel Paige.
You think it was Satchel Paige?
No, because they wouldn't count it for the black man.
That's true. Anyway,
Because Earl Butts.
So he's 57 years old, and the White Sox sign him to a one-day contract, and he pinch hit at the age of 57. Unsuccessfully. He did not get a hit. He had made his debut in 1949 with the Indians. Minnie Minoso.
Oh.
And on
Native American.
This day in 2003, B.J. Simmons, Tex B.J. Simmons, threw 8 touchdown passes against the Aggies, beating Aggie 59-28. Birthdays today.
Jonah Jameson.
Former Ranger Mark McLemore, 60.
Doctor of Defense.
He's in that Drummond movie, too.
Would they say that?
Yeah, that was his nickname.
Doctor of Defense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was a licensed physician of defense.
I don't feel like that's a good nickname.
How about Dr. Defense? Or
That
Dr.
sounds
D,
a little better.
Doctor of Defense.
Yeah, it just seems, I guess the Minister of Defense. I don't know.
I wonder if he made that up for himself.
Former Ranger Roger
The
Pavlik,
PH
57.
The PH defense.
PH Defense. Roger Pavlik, what was the big criticism of him? And he threw across his body.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's never going to last in this league.
Well, look, he's
throwing
not,
across
he's not
his
in the
body.
league now. He's only 57. Minnie Minoso played when he was 57.
That's true. I never really understood what that meant.
Former Cowboy, or maybe it was only training camp Cowboy, Woody Dantzler is 45.
Damn. Haven't heard that name in a long time.
Boy, I had big hopes for Woody Dantzler. I think he was on the team the year they were on Hard Knocks with Campo, and might have returned a touchdown, returned a kick for a touchdown in training camp as well. or like in the preseason.
I wonder if Berman ever had an opportunity to nickname him or just use his name in an Elton John lyric.
He was the Clemson quarterback. And
Hold me closer, Tiny Dantzler.
Hold me close now, Woody Dantzler.
Former Maverick AC Green, 61. I think he declared himself a born-again virgin. Look it up.
I think he was always a virgin.
Yeah, I think his claim
Are
was
you sure?
he'd never gotten it.
I thought it was a born-again virgin. Search AC Green, Blake. Or, or don't. You don't care.
The NBA's 38-year-old virgin.
For real? He also, I think, broke the
He says-
Iron Man record, and then the Mavs hung a banner for him.
According to internet, not a born-again virgin, but claims that he did remain a virgin until he married his wife, Veronique, in 2002. So, man, he's been just crushing it since 02.
Rangers built a locker for him and kept it cleared for him.
Derrick Rose, 36. Hall of Famer?
Rose has stone.
If he doesn't make the Hall of Fame, he actually had a really long career, but just kind of spared
That is
after
so
his,
dumb.
Yeah.
his big injury.
His prime was extremely short.
His prime was like a year or two.
It was a really good year.
Won the
Actually, he got
MVP.
better at
Youngest
later in his
MVP winner ever,
Yeah.
I believe. And every player in the in NBA history who has ever won MVP is in the Hall of Fame. So will he become the first, not in the Hall of Fame? Give us a call.
Derrick Rose has a thorn.
Tony La Russa, 80.
That is going to be in my head all weekend.
Oh, did you see Terry Francona's back?
I'm glad.
Terry Francona, new Reds manager.
Yeah.
I saw that. I thought he was all broken and stuff.
Yeah, the Cleveland fan is upset. Bill Fagerback is 67.
I hate anyone who would want to leave Cleveland.
Patrick Starr.
Patrick from SpongeBob. Or Dauber on Coach.
Oh, hey, SpongeBob.
What are we doing in the water here?
Actor Susan Sarandon, 78.
Hey, you've got a couple minutes with Bill Fagerback. Just go ahead. Whatever you want to ask him. Do you remember this?
I vaguely do.
It was a Super Bowl media day bit. It was great.
Actor David Harper is 63. That is Jim Bob Walton. And he's also in, what's that show?
The Boys.
Ozark.
Did you have to watch the Waltons when you were a kid, Dan?
No. Never watched the Waltons.
It was so boring. And I thought
But
it'd be
I've
good. But
heard
being a
of
little
it.
kid, because it's got other kids in it, but it was so boring.
Liv Schreiber is 57. I don't remember him
Donovan.
doing any acting, but I do know that he voices all the NFL film stuff now. Or the HBO Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
And Dakota Johnson, actress or actor, whatever, AP now tells me to call them an actor. 35. The daughter of Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith. Look it up.
She's good at her craft.
Is she?
Yeah, very good. She's a good actress.
She have big cans?
Nope.
Oh. That's not how you rate actresses?
I mean,
Melanie Griffith had big cans.
sometimes.
Born on this Day Now Dead, I'll give you Charlton Heston. And Dead on this Day Still Dead, Janis Joplin. Secretariat, the horse.
We can't even fix his bones.
And let's let Blake guess a year of birth here. Within 10 years, either way. For Rembrandt, the Dutch painter. Now, this is always interesting. Did Rembrandt, see the Vietnam War, or
Uh,
did Rembrandt
Listen to the Beatles.
listen to the Beatles or did Rembrandt, have
Was you around
Christ
when they
pose for a picture for him? Who's the other one that we're real big on?
You're thinking of Picasso, who died in like
Picasso
the early 70s.
saw The Godfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, maybe.
Rembrandt, give me a
the hospital.
10-year window on Rembrandt's date of birth.
I'm gonna go like 1690.
Dude, you're not far off. I mean, about 100 years, but yeah. But
not birth year, but 1669 he died. That's what I was actually.
I thought you were going for birth year. That's
I
really
was
good,
going
man.
for birth year, but you're right. Yeah, good job. 1600s. That's what I always thought about Picasso. Like,
yeah.
Oh, it's Picasso. He's I don't know. He probably painted the chapel or whatever. I don't know. No.
The 16th chapel.
The 16th chapel.
What year did Claude Monet die? You've heard of Monet? Watercolors, beautiful.
I should know this because I was at the Monet Museum this year.
Yeah?
Was he more like 1700s?
It's a while back. It's somewhere. He did not see the Beatles.
No, but he saw the birth of jazz because he died in 1926.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would have gone farther back as well.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
That game's
There you
over.
That's
a lot of fun, guys. Derrick Rose has a thorn. I'm going to go as that on Halloween. I'm going to wear a Bulls jersey and just carry around a thorn. Well, who are you? Derrick Rose has a thorn. What do you think?
You can do blackface?
I'm going to tell that
Strong.
joke, too.
Anyway, now it is time for closing remarks. If you have any, McCool. McCool, one of our top 5 lawyers.
Top 5.
Back in the game.
That's
we
fair.
had the 4 was kind of the main crew.
That hurts, but it's accurate.
I mean, right? But I probably talked to you before I talked to some of them.
Like the third time he's marginalized you
I'm
on the
telling
show
you.
today.
And I talked to you before.
He was
I
too
talked-
high priced for us to tell you
You're
the
not like
truth.
a real lawyer.
There we go.
Like,
yeah.
you
I talked to you before I talked to the Dream Team is also not the compliment I think you're thinking it might be.
No, but we couldn't. Seriously, you were like too big time for us.
You're not
but
super
you
big time.
You offered a little help.
Yeah.
Here and there, you were a sounding board. So
Wow.
that was awesome.
It was a pleasure. I got to tell you, I think I've just been crazy busy at work and life and family. I was supposed to come bringing presents. I even thought about it. I got nothing for you guys.
So I thought about bringing. This is what he does.
Yeah. And I thought.
You know what? I thought about bringing you guys some gifts.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Dan, I was going to get you a little salmon cedar.
Oh,
plant.
now he's actually going to tell me.
Yeah.
The things he was going to get, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the thing? A salmon cedar plank?
Like a cedar plank. You know, Dan is salmon guy.
Yeah.
And
I don't think those work in the microwave, though.
yeah, that's a good. And I know Dan only cooks his salmon via microwave, which, yeah, that may not have worked well. You know, that's why I didn't get
I
it.
will never do it at home, though. I will only do it like in an office place.
Really?
Yes.
That's good.
I don't want to stink up my house. That's ridiculous.
That would be crazy.
Yeah.
So sorry for not getting you a cedar plank, and I probably would have gotten Danny and Blake other presents too, but I just kind of ran out of time. It's been a busy couple of months, guys. I'm sorry. And then the only other thing I wanted to say, and you know, Jake's not here to defend himself, but the 500th Kemp spin. So this is my 4th time being on with y'all. Thank you for, you know, still not being so big time that you can, you know, not answer my texts. But the first time I was on, we had a JJ Redick abortion contract discussion. But then that ended up becoming Jake's 500th Kemp spin. And I kind of feel like maybe there should be an asterisk, or, you know, it should be McCool's first McCool spin.
Maybe you should be the guy getting the salmon plank.
That's what I'm saying, man.
We should give you something. Since we didn't give you a T-shirt or anything.
Right.
You got that box of books over
would
there,
you,
right?
Would you like a really funny,
Oh, yeah.
funny book?
Yeah.
Look at him. Oh, yeah.
Take a box of books and maybe one of those Etsy napkins if you still have them.
Yeah.
The fantastic book, The Accommodation, The Politics of Race in an American City by Jim Schutz.
Just
good dude, great book.
Just give that to Danny. He
Fun.
can tell me what the summary is, probably. Or
It's a real page turner.
Unbelievable. It is. It's actually very good.
I'll read it. I'll read it.
Don't patronize me.
I'll effing kill you.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Adios, mofo.
We gotta go before this becomes a zoo.
Thank you for watching my video. Subscribe and type for my name if you want to watch more of my videos.
Lost a couple on that play, so 2nd down and 12. Little reverse. They're going to throw it down the field with Joe Kemp, the former quarterback, and the catch is made.
What a
row bottom, right down at about the 14-yard line. So the former QB, Joe Kemp, making the throw to Casey Rowbottom.
Well, we've got a few quarterbacks out here now, and it's not like Kemp wasn't covered. Watch Kemp. Kemp's covered. Look at the reception. Look at the reception there. Robinson on the defense.
38 yards on the pickup.
Good air under the ball and brings it in. What a play.